Yo, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. You know what time it is.
Narcocop and Timothy hitting you with that Lambo energy.
He's Mike by name, but the streets call Narcocop. Used to bust dealers, now he's busting long shots. Retired badge, now he's bad with the bets. Octagon fiend, cashing slips, no regrets. Friday night fight, Seki poured on ice. Lambo plays podcast, breaking down the price. Got parlays, KO, subs in round 3. Split decision magic, cashing like a G. Lambo plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KO's a B, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big, LFG. Tim Troiano, lotion in hand. Tennis coach by day, fight fan of the land. Watching WMMA, yeah, you know the drill. Playing with himself, just joking, but still. Impressions fly, Katona in the house. Roses Jr. squeaking, Tim's loud like a mouse. Cornholio vibes, he's stealing the show. Narcos like bruh, but they still go toe to toe. Round 2 chaos, round 3 gold. Split decisions, bets unfold. Sake sipping, parlays lit. Lambo energy, never quit. Lambo plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KOSOB, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big, LFG.
Narcocop, Timmy T, Friday nights, yes. Lambo plays podcast. Where long shots live large and splits hit harder. We out. We out. We out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Narcocop MMA. This is the Lambo Plays Podcast, episode 140, UFC Abu Dhabi. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Timothy Troiano. We will also have a special guest today. Timothy, UFC Abu Dhabi. It's a pretty good fight night card, man. Like last week, we were talking about how bad of a pay-per-view card it was. It turned out to be a pretty good card overall, but yeah, this is a fight night card, but I think it's actually a pretty, when you got Peter Yan as your co-main event in a fight night card, it's got to be a pretty good fight night card, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you got Reebas versus Richi. This is lotion fight of the year candidate. Absolutely. No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely lotion fight of the year. He went to his local Walgreens. They ran out of the fucking lotion because Tim bought it all. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting card. There's some good matchups. There's a, like you said, lotion fight of the year. I think there's only one WMMA fight this entire card, right? Yeah, it's only one.
All they need. It's all they need.
I think the people in the Middle East over there in Abu Dhabi, they don't want too many of the WMMA fights. I'm guessing. Let me go over to my chat, say what's up to my chat. First one is Amanda Ellis. Bring on the analysis and Lambo Plays Boys. Yes, thank you for joining. Elijah Wan says, Dravhy's on the show. Let's effing go. Dixon says, Narco and Tim, thank you all for putting me on Veretennikov decision because it was the last leg of the 8,500 Lambo parlay that cashed. Wow. That's a fucking good one. Congrats on that. Who else do we have here? Mushroom, what's up, my man? Mushroom is in love with that intro song, guys. He absolutely loves it. He plays it at the gym, wherever the fuck he goes, in his car. He just loves that intro song. So shout out to you, Mushroom. I'm glad you like that song. Azure, excited to hear your plays, Narcocop and Tim. Appreciate you both. Thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, get me to 3K, will you? I'm almost there. DA07, Timothy, and then there's a shark there. So we know what he's talking about. Double flush. I told my wife we're going to go out on a date tomorrow night. She says, wow, there must not be any UFC tomorrow night. She knows the drill. You fucking got her. You know it's early in the morning. You son of a gun, you. City Boy, City reposted the stream. I appreciate you. Can you guys do the same thing that City Boy's doing and repost the stream? Let's get some people in here. 161 already in here. Hopefully we get over 500. Maybe we're going to get more. Who knows? Glembot, what's up, my man? Socrates also in the house. Rude one. Let's effing go. Not an AM, bro. Says Bryce Mitchell Twister season. Wow. That's probably 101. Evelyn Stone. Let's go. I haven't seen Evelyn Stone for a long time, Tim. Where has she been? Where has Evelyn Stone been? That's what I want to know. But thank you for being back, Evelyn Stone. Daniel Lynn. Beard looking solid. I appreciate you, my man. We're trying to, oh, damn, everybody's talking about the beard is lined up, ready to go. What else do we got here? Nick Juarez says, sup, boys? So ready to print money tomorrow in the Discord. Yes, sir. Live betting last week. Live betting 7-0. It's fucking crazy. I mean, they were given lines like D-Rod plus 500 and all kinds of nonsense was going on last week in live. So that was a great thing. Smart Wilter says, am I losing my love for this? Because I don't like hardly any of these fights for betting, really. I mean, listen, the lines are getting sharper. The lines are getting sharper. You know, there's more people. The market's getting bigger. When the market gets bigger, the lines get sharper. So that's just how it works. But there's always an edge. There's always somewhere where you can make money. William Tyner, let's get some cash, he says. Who else do we have? GB says Secret Juice. Londo says, Narco, let's do a lotto ML parlay. I am not a big ML parlay lotto guy, but we'll see. All right, 191 in here. Hit the like, please. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm assuming all of you have. With that being said, I will bring in my guest, Dravhy. Dravhy has been red hot in 2025, carrying it on. Dravhy, UFC Abu Dhabi. We have a very good fight night card, honestly. Good main event, good co-main event. Actually, there's some very, very good fights just overall on this card. Yeah, man. How do you feel? And how do you feel about tomorrow's card?
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. So, boys, yeah, for this card, I think it's actually a good one. Honestly, for a fight night, it's really solid. I can even argue it's better than last week. And last week, you know, a lot of finishes. So I think we're going to see something similar this week. A lot of action. Like you said, good names. And when they go to Abu Dhabi, they always try to do this. They always try to build a good card for the people in there. So I think it's going to be a good one. And, yeah, we're going to talk some Lambo in here. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we're going to talk from one more thing I do want to tell my chat. Like, normally when we started the show, we were always doing plus 300 or better. We tried to get plus 3. As the market's gotten better and better, man, it's just hard to find plus 300s on some of these fights. So we're just going to try to keep it at, you know, anything at plus money is a good bet. You know, if you think there's value on it, right, at plus money, then yes, we will shout it out. Just because, you know, a lot of these fights now, they're so fucking one-sided with these. I mean, you're seeing minus 2,500 money lines, minus 2,000 money lines. What props are you going to play on that? The props are shit, you know? So yeah, I mean, just going to try to tone it down a little bit. I mean, obviously I still have a lot of big plus money, but yeah, you know, it doesn't really have to be plus 300 or better. We're just going to try to get plus money, props, you know, even money lines. If they're very good money lines, why not? Marcus Erickson, what's the 18-unit anchor? I think you're in the wrong show for the anchor. I don't have any anchors here because, you know, anchors, they ship down. They go all the way down to the bottom of the sea, and I'm not willing to do any anchors. I don't like anchors.
Last week it was Michael Johnson.
All right. Last week was Michael Johnson. You heard it. That was the anchor. All right. Let's start. First fight of the night. It is in the heavyweight division. It is the 15-2 Martin Bouet versus the 5-1 Marcus Bucha. Last week I started. This week, let's start with our guest, Tim. We're going to switch it up. Dravhy, you will get the first fight of the night. What do you have here? where you're looking for a Lambo, a good plus money here on this fight.
It's a really good fight, honestly, and I'm excited for this guy, Bucha. I think in the heavyweight division, he's gonna go far. Like his skill set, as we know, he's a really good grappler. High level black belt, and we know these guys at heavyweight, right? Jelton Almeida, for example, move up a weight class, was better on the ground than everybody, and just he's a top 5 guy now. So I just think the skill set and the grappling at heavyweight, when you're really good at it, you're gonna win a lot of fights. And this guy also, honestly, I was kind of impressed with his toughness and his, not to say his cardio because he slowed down, but in the fight that he lost, even though he was tired against a physical freak, by the way, like he was still pushing through it in round 3, trying to land takedowns. And on the feet, he's shown me a good chin, man. I've seen this dude hit clean shot and he swing. So when you have these type of grappler, they're never the best striker, but when you show me you're gonna go out there for 50 minutes and show me no quit and you're gonna swing with the guy, I love to see that. And also is wrestling for a grappler, like for a BJJ guy, is pretty good. Like he has a blast double leg, which I like. Yeah, I think he's gonna be able to get Bouet down. I know Bouet, if you look on paper, he has like 100% takedown defense, but when you look at who he's fought and who are really trying to take him down, there's he fought like the really bad fighters in the UFC, honestly. He's 6-1, which he should be like 5-2 because he lost to Bresky. But yeah, I know he's like a brown belt in BJJ. He's good on the ground himself when he gets on top, but he's not really shown it in the UFC. And I don't think he's going to be good off his back. Let me tell you that right now. So I think this dude's going to get on top of him early. He's really aggressive in round 1. So I think when he get on top, he could finish him with a submission. Obviously, Hill could be here as well. But man, I've seen Bouet when things are not going his way against Gaziev. He cover up, he finds the door. So considering the fact that he has good a good brown belt in BJJ and he's not a fish, I think that when Bucha get on top, he's going to try to defend the submission. But Bucha has shown the ability to go for ground and pound, and he's pretty good with it. So I think that he's going to try to do the ground and pound TKO early on this fight, and I could just see Bouet covering up, So when you look at it, I think he's going to finish him in round 1. All of his wins are in round 1, but he's mostly a submission guy. But like I said, he goes for those ground and pound, and I think Bouet is going to potentially quit early if he can't get up. So give me the KO1 here. It's a big price. I think it's 12-1 for a Bucha KO1. I think he's going to finish him. I'll lean submission, but like the price between sub 1 and KO1 is so much different. And we all know sometimes when you're on top and you have the submission and the KO, like both options could be here. So I think here in this fight, I could just see him, ground and pound, and the ref just step in. So KO1, 12-1, starting in the hot. So with a big one.
Yeah, man. I was very impressed with Bucha, to be honest. When I watched tape, Rugrug, a lot of people don't know about Rugrug, right? He's a 1 championship guy. Yes, he had some problems in that fight, but Rugrug is like short, stocky, and an insanely good defensive wrestler, right? Like he's one of those Senegalese guys that like wrestle in the sand. Like they have like some special sport there in Senegal. Like they wrestle in sand, and he was like a champion there. And what I did, honestly, is when I watched that fight, like, yeah, he was stuffing takedowns early, but what happened in round 2 and round 3, right? Like Bucha still went for him and got him down. He mounted him, right? In round 2, he still got him down in round 3 when he was dead tired. Obviously, both guys were tired there. And, I could see it because it was a high-paced fight, to be honest. It's heavyweight, very, very high-paced fight, right? And Bucha, the one thing I like about him, different than a lot of these other BJJ guys, is the toughness, bro. The guy is eating howitzers from fucking Rugrug, and that guy hits like a truck, bro. He hits very hard, and he's like short, stocky. He landed some big uppercuts on Bucha. I couldn't believe he took them, and he swung back. That's what the crazy thing is. He's like, yeah, you want to swing at me? All right, let's swing. And in the second round, I think, or third round, they literally stood toe-to-toe swinging bombs at each other along the ropes. It was insane. And I'm like, bro, I love this about this guy because he has heart, a lot of heart. These BJJ guys, when things don't go their way, right? They quit. They lay on their back. They pull guard. This guy really doesn't do that, man. And I love that about him, right? He shows me toughness. He shows me cardio. He shows me that he actually has a lot of power on the feet as well. Like he throws, right? And I think, just the way he shoots takedowns, the speed, right? The speed and the timing, he's going to get Bouet down. He's going to be so much faster, so much more athletic, right? When you talk about all these things, he has them all. He has all those things: toughness, athleticism. He has cardio for heavyweight. He can strike. Like Bouet, what is his best attribute, right? Leg kicks and cage push, right? That's about it. Like he's not a good heavyweight fighter. And then you mentioned it. He's literally faced the bottom tier, the absolute bottom tier of the division, right? So to your point, what I like about Bucha is he doesn't strictly go sub when he's on the ground. He actually likes to throw ground and pound. Go watch the tape. He loves to throw elbows, punches. He stopped already somebody with ground and pound. And like the position he gets, if he gets to mount, let's say, Bouet is such a huge guy too, that I don't think something like an arm triangle is going to be easy on a guy like that. He's so massive, right? So like you mentioned, he quit. He literally quit in that fight. Do you think he's not going to quit if this guy's on top hammering down elbows on this dude? You know what I'm saying? So for me, instead of KO1, I went KO1-2 at plus 900 because I do think this guy has the cardio to finish you even in round 3 from what I've seen. So, but I don't think this is going to round 3, honestly. I think it's going to end in 1 or 2, and you're getting plus 900 on Bucha KO 1 and 2. I really like that look, man. I'm right there with you, but I just added the round 2 for, coverage because just maybe, this guy survives early and he can get him down in round 2 again and just do the same shit. And I think, people talk about this guy's cardio. I think Bouet's cardio might be worse than he is. So, yeah, I mean, I like Bucha here quite a bit. I got a money line bet very early. Earlier in the week at minus 190. By the way, the line has crashed down. Somebody has been betting Bouet. The line's back down to 240. So he was minus 300 earlier today, and it's 240 now. Tim, what do you got here for?
Yeah, I mean, I like you guys' plays from the lines are fucking huge for him for ground and pound. It's not like he doesn't go for them. But I'm just going to go kind of the safer route and just take round 1 plain and round 2 plain, plus 210, plus 410, just to cover both ends. Cause I think that like Dravhy said, like you said as well, I think that the sub is probably a little bit more live, but I'm not going to pick my poison. He's going to pick his poison in this one. He's going to decide what he wants to do if he gets to a dominant position. And I'll probably play round 1, round 2, and then sprinkle small like you guys on the KO 1-2 and hope he gets it and then hit both. But yeah, I mean, Bouet is like, he looks like his story. Like he just looks like a guy that just like comes off the couch after he plays video games, doesn't train really hard, like just doesn't seem to be like a really good fight, like a fighter and have the fighter mentality where, like you said, with Ruger, this guy, I mean, if Bouet was fighting Ruger in the positions that he got, that fight would have been finished like 15 times. Like I also feel like Ruger is the kind of guy that you would see like in gladiator movies, like fucking fighting like the mountain and shit. So yeah, I think that dude's pretty badass. He just took out the guy that Anatoly, the Malkin guy.
Anatoly Malkin. I forgot. That's what I was mentioning, and it skipped my mind to say that. Like Anatoly Malkin is a world champion wrestler. I don't know if people know that, like from Russia. And Ruger stuffed every fucking takedown from him. Malkin couldn't take him down. And that kind of told me, holy fuck, man, like Bucha actually can wrestle. Like he fucking took this guy down and Malkin couldn't take this guy down in 5 fucking rounds. So yeah, I went back and watched that fight just to kind of gauge, how good or how bad is this Ruger guy, right? If you can beat Malkin in a 5-round fight, you're actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was about to say is I just think that that's a huge win. And matchup wise, Bouet, like you said, I think he could he could be one of those dudes that's, you know, slightly dangerous because he's so fucking big on top and just an absolute turtle that can't get up if he's on his back. So yeah, I like round 1, round 2. I think it's a good spot.
All right. Let's go over to chat real quick. Says Bouet is huge. Yeah, I mean, he's huge, but who cares? Well, what does he do good? I really don't see anything on tape that tells me this guy's good. What is he good at in MMA terms? And I don't think there's anything that this guy's good at, honestly. Maybe leg kicks. That's about it. Like, I really don't like his striking. He doesn't have the power for the heavyweight division. Like, it's just, I don't know. He's just a massive guy, bro. This guy's cutting from like 290. You know, he's like 290 and he's cutting down to 265. So, all right, let's move on. Fight number 2. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 12-5 Muhammad Yaya versus the 9-2 Stephen Wynn. I will kick this one off. You know, I've watched some stuff this week, and you know, a lot of people shit on this guy Yaya. He sucks. He's this. He's a quitter. He's that. I don't think this guy's a quitter, honestly. Like last fight, he got his leg absolutely fucking destroyed. I mean, if you saw his leg, it looked like he had two fucking shins on one leg. Like, it was just destroyed by Fernandez. Then he caught him with a big right hand, dropped him. But his leg was just done. I think he just kind of like said, I can't even stand on my leg. I got dropped. I'm just going to quit at this point, right? But when you watch the Trevor Peek fight, like, he's actually trying to fight, bro. Like, he's trying to get up. He gets taken down. He lands some good shots on Trevor Peek. Actually, he landed a very good step-in knee that Peek just fucking absolutely ate it. And, you know, Peek is like not human when it comes to his chin. But, you know, I don't think the problem with Yaya is the volume is low. He is mainly kicking a lot. Like, he does throw some decent shots on the feet, I will say. And Stephen Wynn is super, super fucking hittable, right? On the feet. He just stands there. But honestly, going back and watching Stephen Wynn, I love the volume. That's one. I like the combos he throws with his hands. It's not just single punches. You know, it's 3, 4, 5 punches. And, you know, thinking that Stephen Wynn does get his calf kicked a lot and Yaya could calf kick him as well. The same thing could be said with Yaya. I think Stephen Wynn can calf kick him as well. So I just feel like this is a fight where one guy throws a lot of volume. He comes forward. One guy is way more durable than Stephen Wynn. Stephen Wynn's super durable, man. Go watch the fucking knee that he ate against Elon Cruz. Not the one that knocked him out, but the one before that he ate in round 2. It was insane, bro. He just ate it and still went for a takedown. So I think if Stephen Wynn loses this fight, honestly, it might be like a meme head kick or something. Like, I don't think it's going to be, you know, through a 15-minute standing fight. I don't think it's going to be via grappling. And I have seen, by the way, Yaya grapple a shit ton on his regional tape. I just seen Stephen Wynn. He's pretty good with his get-ups and takedown defense. I don't think he's going to succeed there. So I like Stephen Wynn KO here, just straight up. It could happen any round, in my opinion. It's plus 220. It's most likely 2-3. But, like, am I going to doubt if he sparks him? Like, Stephen Wynn, I was kind of shocked to see he has a couple of one-punch KOs, like absolutely lights out one-punch KOs. So, you know, it's not like Yaya has the best chin, and he's cutting down to 45. We don't know how much that's going to affect his chin. So, yeah, I like Stephen Wynn. Even though I don't listen, minus 400, I would never bet Stephen Wynn at minus 400. But plus 220 KO, I'm going to take my shot here. I think he's going to find it. I think it's 2-3 personally, but I'm not going to rule out round 1. Tim?
Yeah, I'm going to shout out Dravy's podcast I was listening to, and Key made me absolutely shit my pants laughing when he said, I don't know whose dick was sucked to get Yaya in the UFC. And I was fucking dying when he said it. Like, it's pretty much, I couldn't agree more. Like, I think that the guy is like really, really, really bad. Just there's nothing that I see in his game that's like even like above average, honestly. like you said, the durability in this fight for me is. I honestly, I don't think Steven Wynn's like super great either, but I think he's better pretty much everything. And then he's a guy that's going to fight for your money and just more durable. So, yeah, I'm on the same props. I think KO. I like KO 2-3. I think it could happen any round, but I would also lean round 2 and 3. Just from like kind of gassy, just doesn't want to get hit anymore, kind of quits. So yeah, never Yaya for me.
Never Yaya for Timothy. Dravhy, is it Yaya or never Yaya? Obviously, we already know the quote you made. So I guess
No,
it's never Yaya.
It's never Yaya, man. I mean, I don't think he's good at all. But honestly, like I don't really like much on this fight. I don't want to waste too much time on it. But I do agree with you guys on the KO. And I also was looking at KO 2-3, but Yaya has been KO 2 times in round 1. You know, so sometimes when you can play the KO, it's not like the KO is minus 110 and we need to play the 2-3. So I think the KO straight is good enough to play. And yeah, like you said, I mean, Yaya, I don't think his durability was the best at 155, but now adding the weight cut, I was trying to see when's the last time he made that weight, and I don't think he ever fought at this weight class. I don't know if you guys check it, but I check it quickly, and I think that's his first time. So when you're not durable and you don't have really good cardio and you move down a weight class, normally it doesn't end up well. So yeah, we're going to talk about Bryce Mitchell, who's moving down a weight class, and I think that's good. But in this case, I don't think it's a good idea. And yeah, I know Steven Wing is not like the best fighter, but at least he's a decent striker and he's durable, like Narco said. So I think that's Steven Wing here, probably by knockout. I have the same one, the KO at I think it's 220.
All right, we're all in agreement here. My buddy is in the house. Half the battle, Dan. What's up, my man? Listen to the man, and he said, smash the like button, gentlemen. So listen to him, smash the like, and go watch also Half the Battle podcast. My man Dan in the house. All right, fight number 3. This is a big one here. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 14-2 Ebo Aslan versus the 7-2 Billy Alakana. Tim, what do you got on a banger here of a heavyweight fight? Or light heavyweight, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to be going back to the well. I remember last time we had Aslan fighting against Kudalaba. I was telling everybody, hey, you probably, I know that Kudalaba's never gone for subs, and I don't think he knows how to sub people, but 11-1 for a sub against this guy. When the Pleasure Man got him by submission, and you're going to get wrestling from Kudalaba, it was one of my favorite bets because this was definitely one of the ones that you were trying to talk me out of. I remember that, Narco. You were like, do not bet his sub. I'm like, I think I have to. So I just think it's the same thing here, man. I think it's a good spot for a submission prop at plus 1,200. You're also getting like sick lines on just round 2, round 3. In general, 15-21-1. The sub 2 is 35-1. The sub 3 is 44-1. I just think Aslan is just a gasser, just an absolutely tragic grappler. If Alakana has shown some good durability in getting hit by guys, I think in this last fight, he took a huge shot before to the liver before he got subbed. And I also just think that the short notice was just a major factor for that fight. Like, I think he hasn't shown that. It was kind of surprising to see how bad his cardio was in that fight. Like other fights, his cardio has held up a lot better. And he's fought through adversity. He's fought guys, full decisions against good fighters, beaten good fighters. And I just kind of think that that was like an outlier, just being on super short notice. And I also think it was like after he got success early. I mean, he got Guskov down, he got his back. I think Guskov's like a little bit. I would say like a level or maybe even 2 levels better at defensive wrestling and grappling than Aslan. And I don't think that Guskov is good at those things, but I think that he's better and will fight through positions better than Aslan will. So I like the sub big line plus 1,200. I like round 2, round 3, and I like round 2, round 3 sub.
All right. Dravhy. Tim with a banger there. What are the prices on those, Tim? You didn't even mention.
Yeah, 15 to 1, 21 to 1 on round 2, round 3, 35 and 44 to 1 on sub 2-3.
Jesus. All right, Dravhy.
Those are big prices. Just the subs trade is also big. Like, honestly, I think like if we just make a prediction, obviously, I think that Ibo is gonna probably knock him out. I don't think this Billy guy is really good, honestly, guys. I know he gassed out in his debut. It was short notice up a weight class, but even on regional, when I watch this guy, I don't think he's that good. Like he's slowed down sometimes. He's really hittable. When he strike, it looked like he's sparring. You know, he doesn't carry much power, and you know, his grappling is fine. I think he's a purple belt, so he knows what he's doing a bit on the ground. But Ibo takedown defense, I don't think is bad. I think it's okay. And on the feet, he's gonna have like target practice early on. Like he's gonna land big shot. And I don't think Ibo Aslan is a good fighter. But if there's one thing he has is big power early, you know. So I do think that the most likely outcome is him catching Billy early. Like I said, because of how hittable Billy is. And I think that he has the power to put him out, even though I think Billy is quite durable. But I still think that Aslan can knock him out. And as the fight goes on, like you said, I mean, Aslan cardio is not really good. And as the fight goes on, I think he's more likely to get taken down and submitted. So I don't mind these 2-3 sub. I think there's good look. I wrote down the sub straight up just because, like you said, the Ibo Aslan grappling overall is really bad. So if he gets tired and doesn't get that round 1, you know, trying to get these the upside in the grappling, I think the sub prop is the way to go. But personally, like betting wise, I don't really like this fight. I think it's just probably better to stay away. But you know, for the purposes of the show, the sub prop is the way to go for me.
Yeah, man. You know, you kind of hit. I think this guy Billy Alakana stinks. To be honest, I think he sucks. Like everybody's all of a sudden, oh, this guy's so good because he took, you know, Bogdan's back on short notice and whatever. Like did people forget Bogdan literally subbed this guy in round 1 too when he reversed him? Like if there was 5 more seconds, it would have been over, right? And then the guy completely like utterly quits in round 2, like embarrassing quit, right? That's not even like just sit in the corner and just like shell up and like quit like that. And then people are going to make an excuse that it was short notice. How many times have we seen fighters come in short notice? How many times do you see fighters do what he did? Not many. Not many. I don't recall many that do that. So for me, it's like, yes, okay, fine, short notice. You take something into account with that. But to cower like that and just like sitting on the cage, it's a fucking big red flag for me, man. Like that's an insane red flag for me. You're a quitter. You're absolutely a quitter. So, you know, watching the Daniel Compton, you know, I know Daniel Compton, you know, how he almost melted him in round 3, dropped him. You know, Compton's an older dude. You watch the Chuck Campbell, who's another older dude. And, you know, he won by split there. Very, very close fight. You know, a lot of people had it for Campbell. And, you know, and I look at this Billy Alakana and it's like, what's his best trait, dude? Cage pushing? Like, I don't even his striking's not very good. He's very, very low volume, extremely low volume. I guess the best thing he does, if you watch his tape, is kick. That's about it to me. I don't even think his grappling is all that, to be honest. I really don't. And, you know, he's going up against an Ibo Aslan. You know, I think his takedown defense is actually good. I think it's not bad at all. I think it's actually good. You know, you watch the Cutelaba fight, and the second takedown comes after Cutelaba. Like he's throwing a kick. Cutelaba throws a punch. He drops him. Ibo goes to stand up, and immediately Cutelaba shoots a double leg right into mount, right? And then he finishes him with the arm triangle. But Cutelaba is an animal in round 1. You know, he could take anybody down in round 1. So, like, I just think this is a levels fight. Even though people are shitting on Ibo, I think Ibo's levels above this Alakana guy. And also, people are not talking about Ibo's been in Dagestan for the last 10 weeks. He's been training there with those guys, Khabib and everybody. So he's been there for 10 weeks. He moved out there for 10 weeks, just working out. You see him doing a bunch of wrestling, a bunch of mountain running. So, yeah, I'm not saying he's going to be fucking incredible wrestler all of a sudden. But, of course, that's going to help his cardio. It's in the mountains. He's running higher altitude, you know, training with wrestlers all day. If you watch his tape, that's all he's training with is wrestlers, right? Am I going to expect Alakana to come put on a fucking a wrestling clinic here against Ibo? No fucking way. So for me, I like Ibo here. I think he's going to knock him out, honestly. I think this guy's a quitter. Maybe not round one, just because I think the way Alakana fights, he's going to probably be skirting the cage, kicking, maybe cage pushing while he has energy. But I think in round 2 and 3, I think Ibo's going to find him. And honestly, you know, people talk shit about, you know, the cardio on Ibo. He might have the better cardio of these two fucking guys. I'm watching Daniel Compton absolutely melt this guy in round 3. And that guy's like 38 years old. So, like, I don't think this guy has good cardio, this Alakana guy. So, yeah, for me, it's 2-3 KO. For Ibo, it's 260. It's kind of a shitty price, to be honest. But I just feel like Billy's like a weasel, bro. He's going to run around. I'm pretty sure he's going to keep the distance. He's going to kick. He's going to waste some clock. And, you know, Ibo might try to take his head off early, but, you know, just Ibo closing the distance, he's not very good at that kind of stuff. So he might have trouble early, but I think he's going to find this guy regardless. Eventually, he's going to find him. Moving on. Fight number 4. It is in the strawweight division. It is the 12-6 Amanda Reebas versus the 11-3 Tabitha Richi. Dravhy, I can't go this one to you because Tim has his lotion ready. So we got to let him enjoy his lotion here. Tim, you can have this one. I know you've been fucking waiting for this since the beginning of the year, since it was announced. So here you go. You better have a fucking good play for us at least. What's your play here on this? I don't know what I want to call this. What would you call this fight?
This is the fight that I'm probably going to run out of cum. This is probably it. Yeah, I have like plastic paint mats that are all around my house for this fight. I've got a black light to make sure I can wash off the walls afterwards. Yeah, this is going to be a good one for me. So this is yeah, no, I mean, I think that this fight is really, really good. And I think that it's like, I don't know. I just think it's two fighters that are pretty much mirror images of each other with their styles and with their just I think the only difference is I think that Reebas is a little bit, she's bigger. I think she's a little bit better striker, a little bit less durable than Richi. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this fight just Richi's just had this like incredible luck with judging because they're watching something other than the fight, and I have an idea what they're watching. But yeah, like I think she's lost at least 2 fights that she won split decisions, and I think she unanimously lost both the fights. In my mind, it was really not close. So I think there's only 2 plays that you could really get to here. I think Richi by split decision at plus 700 is good. I also don't hate ends by submission at plus 410. I think that there's a chance that I would think that it would probably be Reebas that would get the sub. But I mean, I think that she's got better jiu-jitsu, but Richi has been subbed in grappling competitions before, been armbarred by a 17-year-old. Like she gets caught in these situations, and I do think that Reebas could catch her. But instead of taking Reebas by sub, it's like plus 520 or something like that. I'd rather take having both fighters potentially get it at plus 410. So Richi split plus 700 and sub 410. I think those are both solid.
All right. Dravhy, what do you got for the lotion fight of the year?
Yeah, it's hard to follow up after this breakdown, Tim. But yeah, it's a good fight. I'm excited to watch it. Maybe not as excited as Tim, but you know, it's gonna be a fun one. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't have a good read on Reebas. Normally, when I think she's gonna win, she loses. When I think she's gonna lose, she wins. Like these type of fighters, sometimes you're just not good with betting on their fights. So I'm just trying to avoid it. But if I look at it, trying to look at value, I'm pretty confident it's gonna go the distance. Like I don't see a finish at all. I think it go the distance like honestly 90% of the time. So the GTD is probably value, even though it's super chalky. And I don't think either girl's gonna run away with it like 30-27 domination. I don't see that either. So based on that, it's probably gonna be a close 29-20 decision. I do think Ribas win, so you might bet Richi now. But I just think she's the bigger girl. She throw more volume. She's more technical, and we know she doesn't have the best chin. But I don't think Richi's the type of girl that's gonna expose that. And Ribas is kind of weird because she has good takedown defense and she has good judo, but like sometimes she can play off her back, which I don't like. And Richi also could get takedowns. So it's hard for me to cap about who's going to win me on top. I don't know. Maybe Narco, you have a better read than me on it. But honestly, for me, it's hard to cap that part of the fight. And I think this part of the fight, the top time, is probably what's going to determine who's going to win. So I lean the Ribas side, but, the price is not good. I think she should be a favorite, but, I think she should be like 60%, something like that. So there's probably a bit of value on Richi, but I just think Ribas is a little bit better everywhere in a way, but I still think it's going to be a really close fight. So I'm going to do like Tim does. I'm going to go with the split. And, looking at it, they're really bad though. But like Richi by split is 550. And honestly, if she wins, it's going to be like a split type fight. I don't think she's going to win like clearly the fight. So 550 decision, really like not a good number, but I mean, that's the only thing I can give for the Lambo.
Yeah, miraculously, I'm like completely opposite of you on Ribas. I have no idea why. But I
hear your breakdown then.
I mean, put it this way. I'm 4-2 betting with or against her. I hit Marina Rodriguez at plus 257 against her. I hit Macy Barber at plus money. I hit Mackenzie Dern at plus money. I mean, decent plus money, all of these. But then I had a big bet against Luana Pinheiro where I had Ribas, and I had her by round 3 KO at like 35-1 there. So she's won me a ton of money. I also had, believe it or not, the Marina Rodriguez fight. I also had Marina Rodriguez by KO there at plus 800, and that hit as well. So I've had a good read on historically on Ribas, and honestly, like when I look at these girls, and I said this, it's funny you say the GTD because I gave it out as a play in my Discord. It was minus 350, and I'm like, this thing is like 90% to go to distance. Like these girls are literally mirror images. They grew up in judo. They went to jiu-jitsu. They're both not great strikers. I don't think like I've heard a lot of people say Ribas is such a janky striker, man. Like she does a lot of like bullshit movement that you really don't need to do. And honestly, her defense is worse than Richi, like way worse. Her hands are down a lot. Like she's doing this janky movement. I don't think she's defensively good. So, watching Richi, I think she's improved her boxing a lot. Even though, listen, last fight, like Zhao Yunan, she's just a really good striker. She's gonna piece her up. Like it just is what it is. But when you like look at Angela Hill, like it's competitive on the feet against Angela Hill, who's a good striker. She throws a lot of volume. She's good there. Ribas is very, I would say, similar to Angela Hill in the striking realm. Like she throws kicks, she strikes, right? They're kind of similar. I just don't see a big edge for either girl, to be honest. Like I really don't. Like they're both judo girls. I don't really see a sub. I don't really see, takedowns with top time. I don't see those things in this fight. So when everything is neutralized like that for me, it's like you're giving me a girl that's like plus almost 160, 170 in a fight where they're mirror images. We've seen numerous times that Ribas has shit the bed as a big favorite. Like I said, Marina Rodriguez, Mackenzie Dern fight, Macy Barber fight. She was all a big favorite in those fight, guys. Minus 200 plus. She shit the bed in all of them. So am I not going to think that she potentially can shit the bed again against a girl that's very similar to her, to be honest? Like, she's a little bit smaller, yes, but she's similar. So for me, it's like, it's not a great price, but Richi by decision, just straight up, it's 225. She's not finishing Reebas. I know a lot of people are talking about KO. Like, Richi just is harmless, man. She doesn't hit hard. She throws hard, but she has no power. And it's just not going to happen here. It's not, KO is not happening. Maybe if she breaks an ankle, that's how a KO happens. But like, I just don't see a KO here. So it's Richi decision, 225. I think there's value, honestly, in 225, because the more I look at the fight, the more I think it's super close. And if you're telling me it's super close and I'm predicting GTD is like 90%, well, then I got to play plus 225. Like, Reebas is minus money on the decision. She's like minus 110. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting $1.25 extra on the other side. So, I mean, I'm going to take it. I think Richi has a chance to win a decision here. She really does. And, you know, it could be just landing the better strikes because of how deficient Reebas is on the feet. It could be, I do think that one thing I've seen is Reebas does a lot of fucking head and arm throws. A lot. Like, a lot of her takedowns are head and arm throw. I don't know if that's going to work against another judo girl. That's the thing. Like, I think if she does that, I'm scared that she's going to get her back taken, you know, because she's not going to. Judo girls are going to be ready for a head and arm throw. So
that's why I think the sub is live for either fighter.
I hope it's not live.
They both.
But Reebas is so good. Reebas is so good on the ground. And honestly, Richi doesn't really get submissions, bro. How many subs does he have in a career?
No, it's the same. No, she doesn't have many, but it's the same thing. What you just said. They both throw judo throws. They both are going to go. Three. Yeah, like head and arm throws. It's like it just gives up your back. It's like if Shevchenko can get subbed by Grasso in that same mistake, and it's just instant back take, and then you're defending chokes however long.
Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah, I agree. I think it goes to decision, but I think that's the scenario where I think like it's very live. It's either that or
like Dravhy said. I think it's 90% to me. I literally capped it like that, and I'm still seeing there's minus 400 in some places, and I still think minus 400 is value. That's 80%. I think you have 10% edge on that line. So, and that's a big edge. I mean, 10%. If you told people in the other gamblings, like baseball or football, that you have a 10% edge on a line, they'd fucking just absolutely smash it. So.
And also the over 2.5 is getting smashed. It's minus 600 right now on Bet Online. So the GTD, like at 400, it's way better than the over at this point.
Oh yeah, no girl. That's the other thing. There isn't really a cardio edge here, right? Neither of these girls is really gassing out. They both have good cardio. So if you can drop, like you said, it's 600. If you can drop it down to 400 for half a round. And DraftKings is 400. Yeah, by all means, bet the 400. Like, sometimes there's value in juice. Like, you just have to like look at it and say, well, this is 90%. They're giving me 80%. I'm gonna take the 10%, edge and bet it. So yeah, I like GTD quite a bit, and I'm gonna go with Richi plus 225. It could be split. The thing is, I don't even want to mess with that, Tim, just in case. Like, it's not a big number, 700, right?
No, it's not a big number for the average. I mean, plus 250 is the end split, which is just tragic.
I want to throw up.
Yeah, but it's like you're saying, like if you're betting a decision, you can't go the minus number on Reebas, even though it might hit. It's just there's no way you can just be confident in saying that this is over 55% and just plus 225 or plus 700 for Richi split. I don't think it's a great number, but I also don't think it's like if these guys fought 10 times, I wouldn't be shocked if
5 and 5.
Yeah, and like Richi winning 3 split decisions out of her 5 wins. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Just close your eyes and pick a point spread. Honestly, I mean, I don't know what the price is, but point spread, like I don't expect 3-0 on either side, honestly. So I expect one of these girls to win one round. So she covered a big price against Paige Van Sant. Not that that matters that much, but all right, let's move on. Fight number 5. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 17-7-1 Damon Blackshear versus the 14-7 Davy Grant. Is this one mine? No, this one's Dravhy. Dravhy, go ahead.
This is a good fight, honestly. As we know, Blackshear grappling is really good. He's really good on the back. He's strong. He's big for the weight class. And Davy Grant, you know, he's getting older. He's 39, but always been a good striker. He goes to the body. His grappling, it's kind of weird for me because his grappling, it looked like it has improved over the year. But then you look at who he's fought, and you know, he fought at Sansao, but outside of that, he fought striker the last few years. And even against Cheeto, he almost got finished late in that fight. And he got submitted, like, I think, 4 times in his career. So he's going to get finished sooner than later, Davy Grant. Like, he get hit a lot. I know he has a good chin, but he's been dropped before. And he's getting, 39 years old at bantamweight. Like, him getting finished is coming sooner than later. And here in this matchup, like, Blackshear is a finisher. At the end of the day, he has 11 subs. When you go the distance, he doesn't have the best record, but, he gets a bit tired in round 3 because, he has a big weight cut. But I do think that if he's smart, he's going to push the grappling here. And if he does, there's a good chance that he just, submit him pretty easily in the first 2 rounds. With that said, though, I think that Davy Grant has probably a chance to knock him out because, Blackshear in the pocket, he's hittable. And he's been knocked out before. Like, I know he's durable, but, Davy Grant is the type of guy that's going to go to the body and then to the head. And when you're hittable in the pocket and you slow down, like, I think there's like 12-1 KO Davy Grant on the market, which is like kind of crazy to me. I know he only has 4, but he's not going to submit Blackshear. I know I'm going to say that he's going to pull what he did against the Sansao, but you know what I mean? Him subbing Blackshear will be surprising. But I actually think that Blackshear is probably going to submit him. The more I think about this fight in the week, at first I was like, yeah, I don't really know. Maybe a decision. They're both tough. But now I'm like, yeah, all right, Blackshear is going to get on top. And when he does, he goes for sub. He's not like trying to 1 minute on top. He hunts submissions, which I like. And he also has good, decent power on the feet. I mean, the Cody Stamen fight, you rock him back with a knee and, he's shown some good tools on the feet to crack people. So, yeah, I think that he's improving. I think he's going up, and Davy Grant I know he's a good last time out, but I think he's going down, and sooner than later, he's going to show up and look really bad. So that might be this fight. So yeah, the way I look at it, as for a Lambo perspective, I'm looking at the sub for Blackshear and the sub 2-3. I don't think he's just going to run to him in round 1. I think Davy Grant is tough enough to make that fight goes later. But if Blackshear get on top in round 2-3, I think he's going to find the submission. It's 4-1. I think that's probably how he covers his price too, pushing the grappling, getting on top, and finding the submission. So for me, it's the Blackshear 2-3 sub.
All right. Yeah, I think it's an interesting matchup, honestly. Blackshear is a good grappler. Obviously, he's got a ton of subs. He took Mario Bautista down, which is not easy to do, and it was a really good fight on short notice. A lot of people actually had it for Blackshear, there. But the one thing I looked at here is like, yeah, Davy Grant is 39. He's eventually going to slow down. But am I wrong to think like he's looked incredible his last couple of fights? Like, he's looked really good, man. Really good footwork.
I agree with that.
Really good speed. I think the Marcos fight, honestly, I looked at the scorecards. How the hell did Marcos win round 1 on 2 scorecards? I have no fucking idea. He landed 0 head strikes in round 1 and somehow won the round. Fucking incredible. And Davy Grant unanimously won round 3. It was clear as day. Davy Grant should have won that fight, and they fucked him. They gave a split decision to Daniel Marcos. And, yes, I mean, the concern is obviously the grappling, the takedown defense did not look great against a Sensao who had his back, one time or two times actually against the fence. But listen, you have to give credit where it's due, right? A Sensao is a legit black belt. Like he's really good on the ground himself. Like he's not some guy that's a joke if he gets your back, right? And I don't really care about the inverted triangle. Like that's a bullshit submission. Like it just doesn't usually happen. But I am going to give credit to Davey Grant and how he came out in round 3. I mean, he was fucking hurting him all over the place. Dropped him. I mean, he was so close to finishing a Sensao a couple of times, right? And what that tells me is even though the guy was down, he was getting taken down, he was getting his back taken, the guy still pushes, man. He's got good cardio. He's got very good volume. He's very tricky on the feet, man. He's constantly switching stances. He's throwing kicks all over the place. Yes, could he be taken down? Sure. Blackshear could take him down. But to me, it's like, I don't know if people have noticed this. Like, I'm not even going only off Alatane fight. I'm going off the Gibson fight. I'm going off, Stamen fight. I'm going off, Jackson, obviously, he got sparked right away. But the last 4 fights, the guy's attempted 1 takedown. Like, is he falling in love with his hands? Is that what it is? Like, the Cody Gibson fight, he got a Kimura, but how did he get the Kimura? Because fucking bonehead Cody Gibson was like, let me piece this guy up. He's fucking hitting him all over the place. And then Cody Gibson's like, let me grapple. I have no idea why. You're killing him on the feet, but then you decide to grapple. So it's like, this guy's not attempting takedowns, dude. Like, he's attempted 1 in 4 fights. And if there was a fight he should have attempted a takedown, it was the Cody Gibson fight. Why wasn't he attempting takedowns? He was getting his ass kicked on the feet. So, I mean, I can't trust this guy to go for takedowns. Yes, that's his path. I'm not saying he can't win a striking match. He can. He's a good striker as well. But I think it's super close on the feet, honestly. I think the way Davey Grant strikes, he's very hard to deal with. Very, very hard. For some of the best fighters. I'm not just talking about anybody. Like, Marlon Vera was having trouble with him on the feet, like just straight up like striking, right? So, yeah, I mean, I was thinking of playing Grant, to be honest, earlier in the week. It's almost 3XX. And the market, I will tell you, the market is always low on Davey Grant. Every fucking fight, they're low on this guy. The market never gives this guy credit. And what does he do? He wins all the time. Win as a big dog. He should have won against fucking Marcos as a big dog. But I think this fight is close, to be honest. I'm going to go with ends in split at plus 600. I'm going to go Davey Grant by split at 16-1 because I truly think it's a close fight. I mean, Blackshear is good, but I also think that he's the type of guy that I don't think he has the best fight IQ, to be honest. I really don't. And so with that being said, even if he takes down Davey Grant, when you look at the guys he subbed, Jose Johnson, Cody Stamen, Cody Gibson, I think Grant is a better grappler than all those guys. He's a one-stripe black belt. Like, he's not like a nobody. And yes, he's been subbed, like Dravhy said, but when is the last time he's been subbed? 7 years ago? 8 years ago? So yeah, I mean, I like Grant here at these prices. I don't think you can bet a guy like Blackshear at minus 400, so yeah, for me, it's split decision 600. Grant by split at 16-1. That's calling my name for sure. Tim?
Yeah, those are great lines, especially end split in this fight. This fight's line to go to decision. So yeah, I think it's a great look. Usually I would be expecting like plus 400, plus 450 on something like that for just end split. And then if you're on Davey, you got to love 16-1. Those are good numbers. I line up with Dravhy on this one with the sub though. The thing about like then what you're just talking about with Blackshear with only 1 takedown in his last 4 fights, like honestly, the only fight that really concerned me was the Cody Gibson fight. Like that's the real. I mean, like Cody Stamen's not easy to grapple, and he's not necessarily going to win the grappling in that fight. He's not easy to wrestle. So striking with Cody Stamen is not stupid. He outstruck Haley Alatang 2-1. He was literally never threatened whatsoever in the striking. He was beating his ass. Also, Haley's kind of strong and he's not like uber difficult like Stamen is to wrestle, but it's like you're probably giving him a good path, and you might tire out trying to wrestle him when you're outstriking him 2-1. Why go that way? And then I just feel like it's just there's not it's not he doesn't necessarily have to grapple in those fights. I think also, like you said, being able to have success against Batista grappling is in hindsight is aging really well. So yeah, I mean, I think that there is a big difference if this fight does hit the ground. I do think that there's a big difference in grappling. So I like the sub for just the plain sub. I do agree it probably would happen later. I could also see a Darcer. I could see an Anaconda in this situation in a get up. Back take is also very, very likely, but I think it could be one of those situations where he's got like side control or half control, and then he tries to put like shrimp up or tries to get up, and then he just takes the neck at that point when he's trying to get up and trying to like post an elbow and then try to get up. I think that's when the Anaconda and the Darce will be there for him. So those are like 30 and 50-1 if you want to take some bigger shots at the sub, but I like the sub.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think if Blackshear wins, I think it's probably sub. Or decision, obviously, but I don't think it's a knockout. Davy Grant's been hurt, but he's fucking tough as hell, man. Like, who's the last guy he fought?
Tavares.
Listen, Tavares, you could say whatever you want about him. He has a lot of power in his hands. Like you could say he's a shit fighter, he's this and that, but he's got a ton of power in his hands. He's a boxer, and he landed very, very good shots on Davy, and Davy's just tough, man. He's a tough guy. And I like that he's been out in Abu Dhabi for 3 weeks. He said he's been out there for 3 weeks, which is really good. You need to get accustomed to it, and it helps, especially when you're older. You don't want to go there last second trying to cut weight and shit. Anyways, let's move on. Fight number 6. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 21-5 Muslim Salakov versus the 22-6 Carlos Lial. And I got a good one for you guys here. So everybody and their mothers thinks Carlos is going to come forward, chuck big shots, put the pressure on, and knock this dude out. And I mean, I'm not going to disagree that he's going to come forward. He's going to throw big shots. But there's a difference between a guy like Muslim Salakov and like a Morono, right? Like Morono is just, dude, the guy has like almost no power. He's not a really good striker. He's throwing these winging overhand hooks, and it's just he didn't have to worry about anything, And Morono is pretty good on the ground. He's a black belt on the ground. What I've noticed with Carlos Lial, if you go back and watch his tape on the regional scene, anytime he's faced a striker that kicks a lot and stuff like that, which is Chris Brown, which is Sarabusi, which is this other Brazilian guy. I forgot the really tall Brazilian guy. Let me get you his name. Urian Carlos in LFA. You know what fucking Carlos Lial does in those fights? He wrestles. He wrestles a lot in those fights. He goes for a lot of takedowns. And bro, like, I mean, why wouldn't he try to just take Salakov down and destroy this guy? Like, why give him a chance on the feet? Like, Salakov's a good striker. Like, whether you think he's old, young, or whatever, the guy is still dangerous on the feet. His spinning hook kicks and spinning shit is still really, really good and really fast. So if you're Carlos Lial's camp, right, why are you not just going to take this guy down and then you could fucking work him? You could do whatever you want on the ground, because I do think Carlos Lial is the better grappler of these two guys. Like, Carlos Lial grapples a lot in regionals, man. He really does. And he doesn't have a lot of submissions, which is the concern for me. he really doesn't go for many subs. He went for it against Chris Brown, but I think 14-1 on submission, man. It's a big fucking line. And I truly believe that he's going to grapple in this fight. I'm opposite of what people think. I think, yes, he's going to come forward and throw strikes, but I think he's going to mix in grappling. I think he's going to take Salakov down because I think that's, if you want to talk about the easiest path, I think that's the easiest path for him. I mean, Santiago Ponzinibbio was taking this guy down, you know. And if you watch Dalby, guys, in round 2 and 3, he had some great, he had him in full mount. He had a submission in against him. Like, Salakov is going to gas, first of all. And Carlos Lial is probably not going to gas based on what he's on. You know, like the guy's on every carrot juice and vegetable juice that you can imagine. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going with sub here, guys. I'm going 14-1 on the submission. I think it's live. I really do think it's live. It's on Bet Online. Yeah, from what I've seen against strikers that kick a lot, Carlos Lial reverts to fucking takedowns. So, Salakov has pretty good takedown defense. I will say that early on, but man, it doesn't get bad later. It gets horrible later. So I just think Carlos Lial is going to out physical him and take him down and maybe get us a 14-1 submission, guys, where I don't think anybody is talking submission here on Lial. I think everybody's on KO. But I think obviously most likely it's KO. But man, the submission line at 14-1, from what I've seen on tape against strikers that particularly kick a lot, he goes for takedowns a lot. So yeah, give me Lial by submission at 14-1. Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I think Muslim Salakov, by the time he gets in the ring, is going to be like 62 years old in this fight. So it's really tough to back this guy. I think this matchup, I don't disagree, like watching some of the tape with Lial versus some of these guys who are better strikers, that he will grapple. But I just tend to think that this is a perfect matchup for him. Like, he just does. This is a guy that's not like, doesn't have speed advantage, old, has been starting to lose his durability. Has one round of cardio, and then doesn't like pressure because he has to spin and he has to throw kicks. Like, so what does Lial do? I mean, Lial is just massive pressure, throw massive combinations, get in your face. And I just don't think that Salakov's the type of guy that likes fighting like that. Like, that's the same thing with Dalby, that put pressure on him, didn't like it. We cashed huge on Brown KO against him, like Jiling Jiang, like all these guys where I just remember cashing huge against Muslim, just being like, his chin's gonna break. He's got like all the reasons I've already said. Like, I just think it's a perfect matchup for Lial. I think this is basically the UFC gifting him this matchup ever since he got robbed the last time he was in this place versus Renat. So yeah, I think this is going to be he beats him down. It could be in round 1, but I'm going to go with round 2 and round 3. Round 2 plus 400, round 3 plus 600. Yeah, I just think he's going to beat his ass, and I just don't like the matchup at all for Muslim, and I think this is a prime spot for Lial to use his game.
All right. Yeah. I mean, they robbed this guy. That I forgot to mention that they robbed him last time, in Abu Dhabi. It's probably one of the worst robberies, to be honest. And I had 2 or 3 units on him at big plus money, and I got fucked bad.
That one's such a pain, bro. I was on that too, man. It's a crazy.
All right, Dravhy, go ahead, bro. I don't want to take that away from you. Go ahead.
No, you're good, bro. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from with the sub angle, because I've seen the same thing on tapes. But the thing I will say though is, a guy like Sadibou Boussi, to me, he's harder to track and has better cardio than Salakov. And I think that when he grapple a lot, he tends to slow down more, Lial. So in this fight, I think that I honestly think he's gonna knock him out. Like, Salakov is 41, his durability is declining. And man, Lial goes to the body a lot. Like, in the clinch, he's nasty. And I don't think Sadikov's going to be able to handle that. and he needs space, Salakov, to operate with his kicks, with his spinning shit, and Lial is just not going to give him space. And when he's in the pocket, in the clinch, he's much stronger, much better. He's going to rip the body, and it's not like he's not a one-shot KO guy, but I love that he throws a lot of volume and he goes to the body. So, man, I mean, Salakov, like, his cardio is not good either. So it's like he's gonna get finished here. I'm really confident. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a knockout. I think in the first 2 rounds. I don't think it's gonna be round 3. Under 1.5 is decent, but it's not good enough. Personally, I think it's probably gonna be round 1, but I'll go with round 2. It's 4-1. Because yeah, round 2 straight, you get the sub upside that Narco talk about. You get the KO upside. I don't think it happened late in round 3, so you're kind of hoping that Salakov, make it close in round 1, and then Lial take his Z off. And I don't think Lial is gonna try to win some minute on top and goes to the judges based on the robbery and based on how you fight after that fight against Morono. So yeah, I think he's gonna smash him. Honestly, you talk about another fight earlier than Big Juice is justified. I think this one also is he should be a massive favorite, and I think the inside the distance at Big Chalk is also not bad at all. So to me, it's Lial. I'll say round 2, 400. And look at this topology picture. I don't know if you guys saw, but it's a crazy one on Lial. Like
yeah,
on Twitter everywhere, but bro,
that's his actually UFC when he weighed in.
I know.
I think it's either 2 fights ago or his last one. I can't remember, but yeah,
he's on all the sauce, bro.
I can't believe he hasn't popped for anything. That's the crazy thing. Do you guys remember the other Brazilian that came into the UFC and everybody's like, oh, this guy's on all the juice, and then he popped immediately and they cut him before he fought?
Was it like the
he was in PFL before? My chat's gonna know for sure. But he actually had a fight in the UFC and they tested him and he popped immediately and they cut him. He had a short notice. The guy that Jalton Luderbach.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I remember.
He was on all the fucking sauce and he said it. He went on social media. The guy went on social media and said, yep, I was on everything. And the guy popped. And I swear he reminds me of Carlos Lial, dude. Like they both on every. They must be best friends or something. They gotta be. But anyways, let's move on here. Tim, did you have yours yet? You're muted.
I was going to switch I had round 2, round 3, but I kind of agree with Dravhy that it's probably round 1, round 2. So I'm going to go it's plus 210 and plus 400. So round 1 is plus 210.
All right, let's move on. That's funny. Next fight, it's in the bantamweight division. It is the 17-3 Bryce Mitchell versus the 18-4 Said Nurmagamedov. Who is next?
You.
Is it you, Tim?
It's
me.
I think it's you.
Oh, is it me? Okay. Yeah, man. I'm like the line right now. I'm looking at it, and I've been tempted all fucking week. I've been tempted on Bryce Mitchell. I honestly, truly think he's the side. Everybody's talking about ninja choke, this and that, and Bryce puts his head in there, and yes, obviously it's a concern, but like, are we only gonna price like a ninja choke like that? That's it. Like is that Said's win condition, like a ninja choke? Because if that's it, then we should just absolutely hammer minus 140. Like, but Said's a good striker. Like, I'm not gonna take it away from him. He's a good kicker. I wouldn't say a good striker. I think he's a good kicker. His hands kind of suck, to be honest. I don't think he has good hands, but he's a good kicker. And elite. I should say he's an elite kicker, right? And his honestly, his defensive grappling is actually pretty good. My thing is like, bro, how strong is Bryce Mitchell going to be at 35? That's my thing, bro. Like, I understand that he could be a little bit weaker from cutting and stuff like that. But, bro, this guy is very strong at 45. Look at what he's doing to Dan Ige. He's absolutely fucking destroying him in the grappling. And listen, I mean, if it turns out where he's not killing himself to make 35, he's going to be super strong here, man. He's going to be hard to fucking deal with in the grappling. And, yeah, you could go for a front choke and you could go but let's compare a guy like, Silva, right? Like who obviously got Bryce Mitchell compared to Said. Said's probably more technical with the front chokes, right? With those chokes. But who's fucking stronger? Who when he squeezes on you is stronger, Silva or Said Nurmagamedov? I would definitely say it's fucking Silva because that guy's built different. And honestly, he had Bryce Mitchell 2 different times and Bryce got out of it. Like he got out of it too. He finally got him. But like if Said goes for him like that, he's going to gas himself out so fucking bad. And Mitchell's going to fucking take over. And I think this fight, Mitchell's going to absolutely drown this guy, dude, from grappling. He's going to keep pushing. He's going to grapple. He's going to take this guy down. I have no doubts in my mind that he's going to take this guy down. And if Mitchell is not killing himself, like I said, with the cut, Mitchell's finishing this guy, in my opinion, round 2 and 3. I truly believe it. Like, if you look at Vinicius Oliveira, he was close to finishing. But what Vinicius Oliveira is a guy that is a functional gasser, right? He gasses himself very bad, but he pushes through, right? He pushes through. Mitchell is not that type of guy. Mitchell will fucking go at you for 3 rounds, constant grappling. So I think he's going to drown this guy, to be honest. Like, I looked at this Said Yaqub fight. If Said Yaqub doesn't get subbed, he's probably going to drown this guy, bro. Like, he was going to drown him. So I see a similar fight against a guy, in my opinion, that's going to be way stronger at 35. So I like Mitchell 2-3, man. It's 12-1, 16-1. I think he's going to get this dude, man. I really do. And I think he's a side pre-flop, to be honest. Like, I don't know. A lot of people like Said Nurmagomedov here and saying, this front choke bullshit. When I look at the striking, I think Mitchell might even have the better hands. Like, yeah, better kicks is Said for sure. But I think the better hands are probably Mitchell. I mean, Mitchell was landing pretty good on Silva on the feet. Like, go back and watch that fight. I think he's an idiot, actually, for switching to going to grappling in that fight. I think he should have just tried to keep it standing. But the problem is Silva hit so damn hard that he probably felt a punch and he's like, fuck this. I need to grapple. I can't take these shots. So, yeah, I mean, I like Bryce Mitchell here quite a bit, man. Like, I really do. And I've been waiting and thinking Said money's going to come in. Said money's going to come in. And it's kind of like stayed steady at this price. Hasn't really moved. I'm hoping it might come in, but yeah, I just have 2-3 for now. I think Mitchell's the side. Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with pretty much everything you said. I do think that the ninja choke at 50-1 is, I mean, it's like a must bet just because of what this guy does. I will say, though, that the problem when I was looking in at all of the official, I'm ready to get a ninja choke loss, actually, if he does get the ninja choke, that they're going to call it a guillotine because they've called a guillotine on all 3 of his ninja chokes that he's gotten versus everybody. So they would have actually, those bets would have lost on those. So I'm being careful. I'm not betting a ton on it, but at 50-1, I think that is definitely one of his major paths. But I like round 3 and decision for Bryce. I think it'll take like I think it'll, if he cooks him, I think it'll be round 3. Like, I think that Said will be able to fight through a lot of the adversity in the first probably 8 to 10 minutes. And then if he gets him, I think it'll probably be in round 3, but I also could see this be a pretty dominant decision with top timing him and just beating the shit out of him and Said surviving. It's plus 160 on decision, plus 1,600 for round 3. And again, like I said, 50-1 on ninja choke for a guy that has one of the best ninja chokes in the game. Yeah, sign me up a little bit for a donation there.
All right. Dravhy.
One of my favorite fight on the card, honestly. I'm really excited for this one. And I do have a stronger read on this one. You know, some of these other fights I didn't really have a strong read on. Yeah, I play Bryce Mitchell. I play him earlier in the week, but I really think he's the side. I think there's still value at the current number, honestly. Yeah, a lot of points that you guys mentioned. By the way, him moving down to 135, he looked in really good shape. And It looked like the weight cut has gone well. He went to Abu Dhabi early, all that stuff, which I like. And, even at 145, when these guys were bigger, more physical than him, he was still doing his thing, man. I mean, let's not forget he took down Lial in round 1 and he held him down for a minute, so that's pretty impressive to me. And he did well in round 1 against Topuria too. Who can say that? Not a lot of people. That's the truth. So I think his striking is a bit underrated, like his kicks, his movement. He's kind of hard to deal with. And Said, like you said, Narco, I mean, he's spinning and all of that. And every time he spin, when he's fighting against a wrestler, they use his spin against him to get takedowns. So I'm pretty sure Bryce gonna try to do that. And I mean, Bryce Mitchell grappling is really good. I know some people are low on him now because he lost, and he says some dumb shit. But I mean, his losses are Ilya Topuria, Gene Silva, and he got knocked out by Josh Emmett, right? We're talking about elite losses. So I'm not holding that against him. I think this fight is gonna look exactly like the Edson Barboza fight. I think he's gonna beat his ass as the fight goes on. Like, he has the much better cardio. I think he has big favorite upside, and I do think that Said in round 1 he's dangerous with those front choke. But like Norco said, man, I can't say that he's gonna, like, the submission is so live, because I do think it's live, but I think it's only live in round 1, and I think it's only live in the front choke. So I don't like that, honestly. And like you said, I mean, Gene Silva had a deep front choke in round 1, and Bryce escaped of that choke. And Silva is really strong, and he got him in round 2, but he was putting insane pressure on Mitchell. He was defending all the takedowns, and also he hit him hard. He cracked him, and then he subbed him. I'm pretty sure that Said, first of all, he's not going to put the same pressure. He's not going to hit him as hard. And I don't think he's going to defend the takedown as hard. He's not as physical, like you said. So I think Mitchell's going to land takedowns here. I think round 1, he needs to be careful. But in round 2 and 3, I think he's going to beat his ass. And I think Bryce Mitchell, underrated ground and pound, underrated striker. And when I see these guys slowing down and gassing out in round 2 and 3, I'm gonna give out a whisper bet here. You guys ready? Bryce Mitchell KO round 2, 39-1. KO round 3, 47-1 on FanDuel. Ground and pound TKO when Said is tired and at the end of round 2 or in round 3. Or maybe you just slam him, right? He already did that in round 3 in the UFC before. But I'm looking at the Edson Barboza fight. I mean, the ground and pounds that he landed on Barboza. Barboza, I think, is stronger and has better cardio than Said. So if he has a similar game plan here, which, they're kind of similar striker in a certain way, I think he's gonna do that. And I think the ground and pound is really live. Submission is more possible, but I do think Said's gonna be hard to sub. He's gonna try to defend those submissions. But I think Bryce going to punish him with those ground and pound. And he seems to be kind of angry after, those last losses and all of that. And, I like a couple things that he said this week coming up. So we'll see. But I think those Bryce they are huge. And that's only because he has, 1 KO win in the UFC. But he dropped Barboza. He had a shit ton of ground and pound. And I'm certain that Said is not going to be able to keep up with the pace. And like you said, the Sadio Cup fight, Narco, man, I mean, he's lucky to get that sub in round 2, but that's the only time he got to finish after round 1. All of these other finishes are in round 1. And Sadio Cup, to me, doesn't have the same top control as Bryce, and he's not as good of a BJJ guy. So, yeah, I do think Bryce, he's being a bit slept on this week, I think his game in this weight class, man, at 135, he could be a real problem.
It's not close with the BJJ with Said Yaqub. Like, there's no threats of BJJ from Said Yaqub. There's a lot of threats from Bryce Mitchell. Like, you cannot give up your back. You can't do those things against them, right? By the way, Bryce Mitchell's only KO, I was on it. Round 3, Cron Gracie, 28-1. I'll never forget. I might go back. I haven't played the KO 2-3, but I might actually go back to the well here because I do think he's got a huge cardio edge here, honestly. And so
I played them officially, Narco. I got 40-1 and 50-1. I played them officially, but
I might play it. I have 2-3, but I might play.
It's sneaky, bro.
Big 2-3. I think it's probably more likely sub against say Nurmagamedov, but yeah, maybe it could be KO. I mean, he could. Just,
I think they're both really close. I mean,
he could mount him and just absolutely go to town on him. So
Yeah,
Because
I think it's really, really close. I don't think it's like sub is going to be as easy. I think Nurmagomedov's going to defend subs well.
But yeah, when you're like super exhausted, like if you have someone on top of you trying to, finish you, like you might cover up. We don't really know.
Yeah.
Like normally he doesn't have these type of grappler on top of him. So
Dude, the ninja choke is 13-1 now.
Jesus Christ, I wouldn't play that.
I got it at 50-1. I'm happy about
The
that.
problem with these chokes is they're calling them guillotines. Bro.
Every time they've called a guillotine. Every time.
So you can get really screwed.
I'm prepared. That's why I said I'm prepared to get a ninja if it gets the ninja choke and they call it gilly. So
All right, let's move on. Fight number 8. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 30-10 Nikita Krilloff versus the 17-3 Bogdan Guskov. So we got 2 OVs, Tim, here. Well, what do you think? You cannot be serious.
Yeah, man. I feel like this is a matchup that like it's just if this fight hits the ground, this is Krilloff all day. If this fight, I think if this fight stays standing, it's closer than people are saying. Like I think that Krilloff's striking is a little bit. It's not great, but I don't think it's like he's dead on the feet striking with Guskov. I think Guskov has better durability at the moment and obviously huge power. Problem with Krilloff is how he enters the pocket and how he enters for takedowns is just defensively irresponsible. And I just think that Guskov for me, just grappling wise, I don't know who's giving him the brown belt, but that seems like it's a bought at Walmart brown belt. And I don't know. It's probably the same guy that gave Bruno Silva promoted him to black belt after he got grapple fucked by Andrew Sanchez for 3 rounds and then won. So like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a big believer in Guskov's grappling and his submission defense. So yeah, I mean, Özdemir looked prime Khabib versus him. So I'm going to go based on that and just say I hope that Krilloff knows the assignment, takes this dude down, and beats the living shit out of him or chokes him out in round 1 or round 2. I would lean sub, but could be ground and pound, but I'll go a sub. I like sub, and then round 1 and round 2 for him. Sub is plus 220. Round 1 alone is plus 210. Round 2 is plus 440. I think he gets him out early if he gets him down.
All right, Dravhy, what do you got on the OV fight here?
Simple on this one. Krilloff sub 1, 4-1. When you look how many sub he has early, that's his go-to. Normally, when his fights extend, he doesn't finish. So he's kind of a round 1 finisher more often than not. He comes super aggressive. He goes for takedown. And I think after getting knocked out badly like he did only 3 months ago, by the way, which is very concerning, I think he's going to push the grappling here. And Guskov, I think on the mat, he's not really good. We've talked about Billy not being, a really good fighter, a grappler, and all of that. I mean, he took that guy down early up a weight class, and he took his back. So Krilloff, like on the ground, he's pretty good. I think there's a big level on the mat. So I think Krilloff knows the game plan here. He's going to go for takedowns, get on top, and probably find his submission. But if you're trying to, strike with Guskov has the power, and Krilloff has always been hittable. And I'm a bit concerned about his chin coming back after only been knocked out badly only 3 months ago. But I think he knows this type of matchup that he can, like Ryan Spann took this guy down easily. Billy took him down easily. Like his ground game is not really good. It might be improving a bit. He's training with Walker. He might go out there for a heel hook. Who knows, right? But I think Krilloff should get this done. The sub 1 is kind of the way to go. It could be a KO, but I think more often than not, he's gonna go for a submission.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, listen, the one thing that concerns me a lot, and watching Krilloff, it's not only the knockout, right? First of all, I do want to say, like, Krilloff, this guy has 40 professional fights, right? He's only been knocked out twice, man. Only 2 fucking times. And the last time he was knocked out, if you go back and look, it was in round 3, 12 years ago. Okay. But it's the way he got knocked out. He got face planted out cold, right? But how about this, though, guys? he got dropped by a jab prior to that. Absolutely dropped by one jab. And, you know, taking 2 years off, getting dropped by one jab, it's a big concern, man. That's a huge, huge concern for me that you get dropped like that from one jab and then get face planted. Something is going on. Like, you take 2 years off and that's what happens. That's what you come back to. It's a big, big concern. So, like, I don't know what's going on with this guy's chin, but like you guys mentioned, he's got a very, very, very big grappling edge. Why not take it? Why not take the grappling edge, right? And get this guy down. I think he can hurt him on the ground. I think he can work him in the submission game. I do think kind of Guskov is tough. He's not like one of those guys that's going to quit or anything. But watching Ozdemir sub this guy, what are we going to do here? We got to play sub. I'm playing sub 1-2 just because I do think Guskov gasses too. Like, he loses a lot of steam. Maybe early on he can defend some subs. You know, he's a fake brown belt, you know, Tim. Maybe it's not from the Cracker Jack box, but yeah, 1-2 sub, 260. I don't know. It's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's plus 260. So yeah, that's what I'm going with here. Plus 260 on the 1-2 sub for Mr. Guskov. I mean, for Mr. Krilloff. All right, moving on.
Would have been a whisper bet though. Guskov sub 1-2. Imagine.
Oh my goodness, that would be crazy. All right, moving on. Fight number 9. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 21-3 Asu Almabayv versus the 8-1 Jose Ochoa. What a great match! I mean, you want to talk about a great matchup? This is a great matchup. I mean, this is it. I think it's Dravhy here. Dravhy, 125 flyweight division, a very, very good prospect against a good fighter in Asu. What do you got here?
Very excited about this fight too. Banger. I'm high on this Ochoa kid, man. I think his ceiling is really high. He's big for the weight class. He hit very hard. He has a lot of tools, those front chokes, a lot of things you'd like to see, right? On the regional, he showed me good takedown defense on the fights that I was able to see. He showed me the Dars, Anaconda, all that shit. So he knows these submissions, and he seems strong and hard to take down. The concern is maybe trying to play off his back and go for submission that he doesn't get, because Asu is hard to sub. But with what I've seen, man, Ochoa's going to pressure this guy. He's going to put him on the back foot. And when you're in the big cage and you're trying to land takedowns off the back foot, when you're getting pressure and, you know, when you get hit big in the face, it's way harder to set up takedown that way. Maybe he can set up takedown off his like kicks, knees, and all of that. But Asu, to me, I know it was Manuel Keb, but bro, he showed me the ability. Like, he showed me that he was so uncomfortable on the back foot against Manuel when he was getting pressure. Like the timing on his takedowns were not as good as before, and also maybe that was just because he's fighting better people. Like, I think his grappling is good. He's a good, like, the chain wrestling is solid. But man, I mean, you look at his win and the guys that he's beating, all these guys has like big holes in the grappling. We're talking about Ode Osborne, CJ Vergara, Jose Johnson, right? All these guys are easy matchup for him. He was a big favorite in almost all these fights. And now he take a step up against Nicolas, who has good takedown defense, but who's low volume. It was really close. And then Nicolas, we know his chin is not there anymore. Never been really a durable fighter, but now it's catching up to him. Has to steal that fight with a knockdown in round 3. But honestly, he almost got submitted too in that fight. That was crazy, like the pens down and all of that. But his submission defense is good. The difference here, I think Ochoa is going to hurt him. And if he hurt him, what is S2 going to do? He's going to shoot for takedowns. And when you hurt and you shoot for a takedown and that guy has good front choke, you might get submitted. That's the truth. Manuel Kep is not going to go for front choke and all of that. He's gonna tee off on you. But I think Ochoa could roll the submission, because S2 seemed pretty tough to me. I think he's going to be hard to knock out on the feet. So I think he's going to try to push the wrestling, and he's going to have issues doing that. Ochoa's going to time, those knees up the middle, those teep kicks. And I think that he's going to be stronger and bigger than SU too. So, and when you look at the SU side, what's his path? Holding him down for 2 rounds, but he doesn't do, like, his top control is not elite, His ground and pound is not really good. He's not a really big submission guy. So I think his pad is like 29-28 close decision. But I give all the finishing upside to Ochoa. I think he has KO upside, submission upside. And he's going to put this guy on the back foot, which you like to see against a good wrestler. So yeah, to me here, I'm going to give out the Ochoa's submission. It's 12-1. Like I said, it's a big prize. I think it could be club and sub. I think it could be, him doing something off his back, which it's less likely, but he's going to hurt this guy. And then Asu's going to panic shoot. And then he's going to end up getting sub. Gun to my head, I think it's a decision, right? So if we just go out there trying to pick fights and all of that, I think it's a decision, but it's the Lambo parlay. So I think the submission is really sneaky. I know I think he only has one, but he almost had Lunar. Remember, he hurt the Lunar to the body and he goes for that submission, right? Against Cody, he didn't have the chance to go for the submission because he knocked him out. By the way, Cody Durden, you can say what you want about him. He's a tough guy and he's hard to put away. And people are shitting on Ochoa because he got taken down in round 1 at the end. But what people are not mentioning is the fact that he got cracked on the feet before that takedown, which I think make a big difference for him getting taken down after that. So, yeah, Asu's not going to crack him on the feet. I think on the feet, it's one-way traffic, Ochoa. So, yeah, the submission plus 1,200.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I said the same thing. Like, that takedown in round 1, at the end of round 1, he definitely got buzzed from that overhand right, and then the timing was very good. Like, he buzzed him, and then he shot right a double leg and got on top. And I think people are saying, well, he just sat in guard. He didn't try to get up. Bro, he was buzzed. He's like, fuck this. Let me just stay in guard here. Let the round end. He knew it was towards the end of the round. But if you look at the other takedown, he immediately got back up against the fence. Whizzer, he's doing – the thing with me is he's doing all the right things to defend takedowns. He's whizzering. He's digging underhooks. There's in regional tape where, guys are grabbing single legs on him. He's immediately digging the underhook. He's doing the right things. He's not pulling guillotine. He's not doing stupid shit like that, which you want to see. And then what you see, later on, like the Loner fight, right? What did you see later on in that fight when Loner tried to shoot a takedown, right? Immediately sprawled, dug underhooks. He's doing the right things. Like, the guy is not stupid. And the other thing I like, honestly, is the shootbox guys, man. They really don't like sit on their backs. Like, they're going to work to get up. They're going to make everything hell. So, he's a shootbox guy. He's young. Asu, like I mentioned to a lot of people, like, he got mounted 2 times by Jose Johnson. The guy has no hips, guys. This guy has no fucking hips. And there was one sequence where Asu went for a takedown. Jose Johnson dug an underhook, literally threw him down and got to mount. I mean, that's a fucking red flag for me. CJ Vergara is getting up every single time against this guy. He almost cooked him. And the guy was like running for his life in round 3. He was so tired. Like, that's a terrible look for me. So, I mean, Jose Ochoa hits hard. He kicks very hard. I love the fact that the other thing is not being mentioned here is, like, against grapplers, you want to have very good body shots because that discourages them from shooting. You're throwing everything low, which you can get caught when you're going for a fucking takedown. So I like that about Jose Ochoa a lot. I like the fact that he's huge. He's way bigger. He's stronger, in my opinion. Yeah, like, Asu has to fight a perfect fight to win. Ochoa doesn't. So for me, yeah, I mean, I saw that too. I think submission. Listen, look how many times Asu has been in submissions. Nicolau, deep guillotine. Barely got out. I mean, the round ended. Jose Johnson, insane triangle he had on him. I mean, it was the deepest you can get in the triangle. Like, this guy's constantly putting himself in subs. And, these shootbox guys, they know their subs, man. They're good. They train them a lot. So for me, it's 12-1. It's just one of those that I'm going to click it. And I agree. I think fight probably goes. I won't be shocked if Ochoa finishes him in round 3. I wouldn't. Like, let's say Asu is shooting takedowns, failing, shooting. And one thing I want to mention, I had a huge bet on Manel Cape, probably one of my biggest bets against this guy. And he looked minus 1,000. I don't care about the eye poke. He was schooling him. But I'm going to mention this. I think Ochoa hits a lot harder than Manel Cape. This is a fact, in my opinion. Ochoa hits very, very hard. Manel Cape is more of a sniper. He's more accurate. He's a better striker. But Ochoa hits harder. So I think that needs to be said. And I think round 3, I wouldn't be shocked if Ochoa butchered this guy, if this guy was failing takedowns and he just absolutely butchered him in round 3. Look at Loner Kavanaugh. I mean, those body shots were killing Loner Kavanaugh, killing him. So that's when he shot the takedown. So, yeah, I mean, I like Ochoa as a prospect. I was really, I don't think I bet him against Durden. I can't remember. Maybe I did, small bet. But I was really impressed, I mean, honestly, with this guy. So, yeah, Jose Ochoa for me by submission, 12-1. Tim?
Dude, I thought I was going to be sneaky with Ochoa by sub. Maybe I'll just be sneaky with Ochoa by sub, and Ochoa sub 2 is plus 3,700, sub 3 is plus 5,000. Like I round 2, round 3, or even round 3 is like plus 1,600. Like I think he could be a KO, like you're saying, but the sub at 50-1 on sub 3 when Asu is gassed and showed that he's gassed in multiple fights in round 3 is just kind of stupid. The only thing where I'm a little bit hesitant, where I do think that obviously we're all on the Ochoa side, so I want to give a little bit of pushback on all of us, is the only thing is that 18 days notice or less than 3 weeks notice for this fight is a concern. Like that to me is the only concern of like, I know he made the comment like, oh, I have been preparing. Obviously these fighters prepare and they train, but they're not in camp is different than just I'm training like normal. And then he made a comment. I think Ochoa made a comment that, you know, I fought a guy that fights like Asu last time in Cody Durden. Like, I don't think Asu fights like Cody Durden. Like Cody Durden strikes. Cody Durden has like not the same type of grappling. And you get a guy that's just going to be chain wrestling versus a guy that's going to strike with you and occasionally mix up takedowns. So I don't think that they're super similar fighters. So the only thing that concerns me is the short notice in this fight for him. And then having to fight a guy who's going to be pushing just an insanely heavy wrestling path against him. But I do think that the sub is a stupid line for a guy that goes for them and a guy that puts himself in bad positions. So yeah, sub, and then I would whisper bet some sub 2, sub 3 plus 3,700 plus 50 plus 5,000.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's probably, most likely it's going to be later. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be in round 1 when Asu is fresh. I think it's when he's probably taxed, from shooting so many takedowns. All right. Let's move on. Fight number 10. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 15-1 Shara Megamedov versus the 17-9 Marc-Andre Bario. Dravhy, this one's yours.
MAB is my guy. I hope that he's gonna pull this off somehow. I always thought that Shara was, overrated, but they're trying to give him a win here. It's pretty obvious. But yeah, I think matchup wise, I think at distance Shara's gonna tee off on him. But in the clinch, it could get interesting. They're both really good in the clinch. I think MAB's probably gonna try to grapple here, shoot takedowns. Make this fight dirty. We've seen Shara can play off his back sometimes. His takedown defense and get up's not really good. So I could see a path for MAB, but it's just hard for me to see him doing that for 15 minutes and, finishing Shara. Like, I don't see that happening. I think Shara is live to knock him out, but I do think his power is being a bit overrated here. And, MAB durability is clearly declining, but he's a tough guy. He's not going to quit. He's not going to get submitted. So I think if the fight finish, it's a Shara knockout. But outside of that, how does the fight finish? Like, I don't think it does, honestly. So I think this fight's going to extend. I think that it's going to be maybe a bit closer than what people think, but Shara is going to do his thing and clearly win the fight by decision. So I'm just going to go with the GTD here. It's plus 170. It's not, no, it's not big enough, Narco, right? You said plus 200.
Any plus money is fine. Any plus money. I mean, if you think there's value, it's good. It's Good enough.
All right, got you. So yeah, I do think there's value because I don't think Shara knocking him out is so obvious and so easy. Like I don't think his KO prop is good at all. I don't think MEB is finishing him. I don't think Shara is going to submit him. So for me, the GTD plus 170 is the way to go here. I think Shara win. Maybe some sketchy moment, but he wins like a 29-20 decision.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and looking at props here. I truly think Shara is gonna probably light this guy up at distance. When you look at, Marc-Andre Barrio, like he plods forward, right? His footwork is not great. He's kind of slow, right? It's just the thing is with Shara, like where I looked at it is, I think a guy like Mikhail Olashechek should give Shara more problems than a guy like Marc-Andre Barrio, just because for one, Mikhail's way more durable. For two, Mikhail hits a lot harder, and Mikhail works the body a lot too. So these are some of the things that Mikhail, just pressure, and maybe eventually. And in that fight, honestly, Mikhail didn't do that bad. Like he did everything in his power to win that fight, including grappling. He fucking got like 3 takedowns or whatever in that fight. So the problem is like Shara's so good with his counters and his kicks. And if you just stand and plod forward like Mikhail is doing, he's going to catch you. And like, I feel the same way with Marc-Andre Barrio. Like he's just going to plod forward, and he's pretty damn fucking slow. He really doesn't have a ton of power in his hands, to be honest. And like, his chin is not very good. Let's be honest. Like that's the other thing here. Like I'm watching back this fight against what's that dude from MMA Lab that just got killed by Brundage. The Cuban crisis guy, missile, whatever the fuck.
Julian Marquez.
Julian Marquez. He's getting wobbled like 2-3 times in that fight, man. Like literally getting wobbled there. And it's just a terrible look. And like, I don't think Shara is like some great fighter or anything, but I think his striking is really good, man. Like his kicks, it's just incredible how he kicks. And that's the other thing. Look at the Julian Marquez fight, guys. His leg gets destroyed by like 5 calf kicks from Julian Marquez. What do you think Shara is going to do to this guy's legs? He's going to like at the end of the day, Marc-Andre Barrio is a boxer. He's a lead leg, heavy guy on his feet, boxer. He's going to get his legs fucking destroyed in this matchup. I'm almost certain he's going to get them fucking destroyed. So, yeah, I think Shara, 2-3 KO is where I'm looking. I don't think, it could be round 1. I'm not saying it can't be round 1, but I just think he's going to destroy his legs. He's going to stop the movement for this guy. And he's going to absolutely fucking pick him apart in round 2 and 3. So, plus 210, Shara, KO. I don't know. This is a pretty good spot for him. Yes, people are saying Marc-Andre Barrio grapple, but his wrestling sucks, bro. His wrestling truly sucks. Like, I've seen him go for takedowns. Most of his stuff is off the clinch and stuff like that. He just doesn't wrestle. How many takedown attempts does this fucker have in the UFC?
He's landed 2. He's landed 2 in his whole career.
How many has he attempted, though? Like, he's got 1 million fights. How many has he actually attempted?
It's not many.
Like, probably not many. That's the problem. Like, this guy is just like, are you all of a sudden going to change your game and be a guy that's going to shoot double legs? Like, it's just not that easy. Guy's 35 years old. You cannot just change overnight and say, oh, tonight I'm just going to go out and wrestle. It's not that easy. So, yeah, I like Shara 2-3 KO. It's just, yeah, it's a good fight for him, in my opinion. It's a really good fight for him against a guy that's aging, that's slower, that's heavy on his lead legs, and Shara gets to kick him for free. He's gonna absolutely kick his legs for free. So, yeah, let's move on. Did you get it, Tim? Yet?
Not yet.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Don't worry, mine's not going to hit anyways because I'm going to go complete variance on this one. Yeah, I just said it. He's landed 2 takedowns in his whole career in the UFC. He doesn't really shoot takedowns. I don't feel like his wrestling is that great. But if you told me who's a better wrestler and who's a better grappler between Michael Oleksiejczuk and Marc-Andre Barrio, I would say Marc-Andre Barrio. If you said who's a better grappler between Bruno Silva and Marc-Andre Barrio, I don't think it's close. It's Marc-Andre Barrio. Both those guys got 3 takedowns against Chara. So I just think that
That's a good point.
you don't need to be like good to take him down. Like, I just feel like he's going to have clinch. He's going to have to clinch. He's not going to, if he stays at range, he's just going to get absolutely pieced up with kicks. And in the clinch, I don't even think that he's necessarily better in the clinch than Chara. So I think it's going to be a situation where he's going to feel like he just absolutely has to shoot takedowns and has to try to get this guy down to the ground. And like I said, I don't think Mikey O and Bruno Silva are like, those guys are both very, very albino belty on the ground. So I just feel like it's, 28-1 submission for MAB. I mean, throw some lunch money on it for me and expect a loss. But I think that's his path, is to get a ton of top time and be able to hold him down and maybe win a greasy, shitty decision, or potentially get a submission opportunity if he does hold him down long enough. But I'm not, like I said, not super confident. This is more based on guys that I think are shittier grapplers than him, and I feel like he's going to have to do it. So,
all right, yeah. I mean, that's probably. I mean, he's not going to stand and win. I could tell you that right now. Like, he's got to wrestle, but he did say that in his interviews. Like, this is an MMA fight, but like, I don't know. I don't see good wrestling from this guy whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, like you said, you don't have to be a great wrestler to get Chara down. All right, co-main event of the night. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 18-5 Peter Yan versus the 10-1 Marcus McGee. I will kick this one off. I actually have a bet on Marcus McGee. I know a lot of people are going to shit on me for it, but I'm watching Peter Yan, and I think he's honestly regressed. I don't think he's the same fighter. Like, I think he's a little bit slower. I think he's not taking punches the same that he used to. Like, I'm watching Figueiredo. Figueiredo drop. I don't know why the stats don't have it, but Figueiredo dropped him in that fight. And then Figueiredo hurt him again in round 5. Like, where's that? He clearly knocked him down. UFC stats doesn't have a knockdown. Like, what the fuck? And then all 3 judges gave that round to fucking Yan. Like, why? It's bullshit. Anyways, those are my thing. This is why like, normally, right, you would think that round 4, round 5 are the worst rounds for Figueiredo, right? And those are the rounds that Yan should absolutely cook him. But in that fight, it's like opposite. Like, Figueiredo's doing better in those rounds than he did earlier. So it's like, that's not really good. The other thing you watch is, like, round 1, Figueiredo gets him down. He's like, has his back. He's like on to win the round, and then he gets reversed, right? And historically, Yan just, for whatever fucking reason, loses round 1. I don't know why he likes to lose round 1s, but he does, right? And this is a 3-round fight. If this was a 5-round fight, I probably would never, ever bet McGee. I think it's just not a good bet. But in a 3-round fight, I'm watching McGee, and he's a very, very, that's the other thing. He's a fast starter, man. He throws very good volume early on. He's powerful early on. He's fast early on. And by the way, I think he has more power than Yan. I will say that straight up. And I think he's faster than Yan, in my opinion. Even though he's older, I think he's faster. He's got very, very good footwork. He hits hard, and he's fast, and he's explosive. So everybody's going to shit on this guy and say, oh, he looked horrible in round 3 against Martinez. He was not gassed, guys. He was not gassed at all. He actually threw more than Martinez threw in round 3. He was just fighting on one leg. His leg was fucked up. He could not move. He was not gassed at all in that fight. He was just fucked up from the leg kicks. So, like, I'm not taking anything away from the guy. He got his leg chewed off. Okay, big deal. Like, that can happen against Martinez, right? But in this fight, like, the way Yan just, like, shells up a lot, I don't think that's a good idea against a hard hitter and a hitter like McGee, who has variety. He'll throw uppercuts. He'll throw wide hooks around your guard, and he hits hard, man. I would say he hits harder than most of these guys that Yan has faced of late. Like I just think maybe a Dong Song hits harder. Maybe a Dong Song. I wouldn't say he hits harder than Song, but like he hits pretty damn hard. And with that being said, like I think round 1 goes to McGee in my opinion at a decent clip. Now I'm expecting him maybe to win round 2 at some clip, some majority of the clip. I don't think this guy has bad cardio at all, in my opinion. So he throws good volume. He has power. Like, could he like drop Jan like Figueiredo did in round 4 and win the round 2, and now he's up 2-0? Why not? So yeah, for me, it's like McGee split is 14-1. Like, he's gonna win round 1. Yes, I'm gonna give round 3 most likely to Jan. He's a fighter that builds a lot, but like this is a closer fight than this line, man. To me, like it just is. I think people are just looking at McGee and saying, "Oh, he looked horrible in round 3," but like the guy's a skilled fighter. He can strike. He can grapple. He's explosive. He's got good footwork. He's fast. I mean, what else do you want from a guy? He's got his cardio is good. Like, is there like he's not lacking anywhere, guys? And they're pricing him like he's a complete can, which he's not. So yeah, I mean, split is 14-1. That's my Lambo, but I have his money line at plus 310. I think it's, even though Jan is younger, I think he's a lot older in fight years, in my opinion. So, Tim, what do you got?
I'm on the Jan side, but I had McGee split plus 1400 as if you're on the McGee split side. So I mean, I think that's a great play. I like Jan round 2, Jan round 3. Sub 2, sub 3 is 35-1, 45-1. Jan's been grappling a lot more in his fights recently. He's been taking guys down and tripping them in so many more of his late fights recently, especially when he is not handling the striking as well, or isn't thinking the striking is going as well. McGee has been subbed before as well. So I like round 2, round 3 for Jan. I think he typically gets his reads. Once he starts to get his reads, he starts amping up his volume, starts to become more aggressive. I think that McGee has had a bunch of just pretty easy fights coming into this point. And this is, I just think, a gigantic level jump for him. And this is probably the worst fighter that Jan has fought in a very long time as well. So huge step down for Jan, gigantic step up for McGee. I really think it's probably round 3 if it's Jan. I don't know if it's going to be round 2, but the decision prop is like tragic. It's like minus 160 or something like that. I think it's probably a round 3 decision, but I'm going to go for Lambo purposes round 2 or round 3 for Jan. Don't hate the sub either.
All right. Dravhy, what do you got here?
I'm kind of split on this one. I do agree with you, Narco, in the sense that they're really pricing this fight like McGee is a bum and like Peter Yan is still in his prime. And I think both are not facts. I think that McGee is actually pretty good. And I don't think Peter Yan is in his prime anymore. I think that he's declining a little bit. That's something that people are not really talking about this week. But he's not the same fighter that he was, like, let's say 3-4 years ago. He's getting hurt. He's getting hurt a bit more. He's getting taken down even more than he used to. I don't think that's going to matter here. But like you said, I mean, in a 3 rounds fight, Peter Yan, most of the time, he dropped the first round. And, personally, I don't think he's going to finish McGee. When's the last time Peter Yan finished somebody? It's been a long time. And like I said, I think McGee is actually pretty good. MMA Lab guy, really, on maybe some sauce, you look at his body, like, yeah, the guy's really built different. But so I think McGee's gonna compete in this fight. I think he's gonna win the first round, like you said. And then I think Peter Yan's probably gonna take over and win 2 and 3. But I'm not like super confident in that. So yeah, just because of that, that's the money line doesn't make sense to me. And I don't think either guy's going to get finished, but I do think McGee's going to end the bigger shot. I do think McGee is a bit faster. So I'm worried. I'm a bit more worried than you in round 3 because, Peter Yan in round 3, sometimes he goes crazy. And I think McGee, if the pace is high, could slow down a bit. But I don't think he's like a gasser like people are kind of saying this week. So it's really like, I think there's value, but I don't think he finished. So for me, it's a decision prop. Narco straight up. It's 5-1. I think it's a good play. Just considering it's going to be a close fight. I think it go the distance. I think it's a 29-28 fight. I lean the Yan side, but Yan decisions minus money. And McGee decision when I think he's going to win the first round, then the bigger shot, be a bit faster. I know he's kind of old, but he doesn't have the same mileage as Peter Yan in his body. And to me, he seems like he's coming into his own. So I don't know, man. Also, Peter Yan doesn't have the same leg kicks as Jonathan Martinez. People shitting on Marcus because of that round 3, but Jonathan Martinez, he's not the best fighter, but if there's one thing he has, those leg kicks are really nasty, man. Ask Adrian Yanez, who's really tough and hard to put away, right? He couldn't walk, and he got TKO'd. So Martinez, when he gets those leg kicks going, like, you can be tough, but Marcus McGee still find a way to win. I'll say Martinez fight IQ was not good because he clinched and all of that, but still, McGee, to me, decision 5-1. I think it's a lot of value on that prop.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong about McGee. I honestly, I understand, people say that who has he faced and who has he beat. Like, you can only beat who they put in front of you, right? Like, is he struggling with those guys? No, he's running through them, right? So you have to give him credit for running through guys he's supposed to run through, right? Journey Newsome, he's running through him. JP Buys, he's running through him. Gaston Bolanos, he's running through him. Jonathan Martinez obviously had a little bit harder time in round 3, but he beat a good, solid. Like, are we going to talk about Jonathan Martinez like he's a bum? Absolutely not. Like, this is a solid UFC fighter, right? So, he wins who they put in front of him. Yes, Peter Yan destroys all those guys. That, of course, he does. We know this. But
he would be minus 150 versus Bolanos and Buys in the same time, though.
I get that, Tim. But how do you, when you first start in the UFC, do you start fighting number 1 and number 2, or how does it work with everybody? Right? They start at the bottom.
No.
You're gonna fight, but he's running through these guys. So are you going to take that away from him? Is my point. Right?
No, I just don't think that they're great.
Yeah, everybody starts there at one point. Who did Yan fight when he first started? Teroti Ishiara. Like, okay, so are we gonna hold that against Yan when he started in the UFC? No.
Jin Song Song.
Look at the first couple of fighters. They're bums, right? Like, that's just how it is. Like, you're gonna fight. He's looked great against those guys. Like who he's fought. The Martinez again, round 3 leg kicks. I don't think that's such a big deal, honestly. People are making it out way more than it is. Martinez is a great leg kicker. He still showed toughness, man. He turned southpaw or whatever, fought the different stance, and he showed toughness there to me. So, yeah, we'll see. I think it's a close fight. All right, before we go on to the main event, 637 live viewers. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate our guest, Dravhy here, and my co-host, Timothy Troiano. How many likes do we have, Tim? I bet it's under 100 somehow, some way. 637 live viewers, and somehow it's going to be under 100. What do you think?
It's under 100.
It is, right? Oh, fuck me. How does this happen every week? Every week we're under 100 somehow. It's all Dixon's fault. He doesn't tell the chat to hit the like. Who other fucking person am I going to blame but Dixon? Anyways, guys, link is down below for my Discord, $25 a month. Also, if you want bet online, sportsbetting.ag referrals. Sportsbetting.ag is a clone of bet online. There's a code in there, $250 in free bets. I think you should be getting offshores now with all the bullshit that's going on with the regulated books. So if you want them, they're down below. With that being said, let's move on to the main event of the night. It is in the middleweight division. It is a 26-8 Robert Whitaker versus 20-2 René de Ritter. Tim, This one's yours, my friend.
I'm very shaky on this fight. Like I see major paths for both of these guys. I kind of think it's early RDR, late Whitaker. Just for a few different reasons. I feel like De Ritter is a fucking giant for this weight class, and I think that Robert Whitaker used to fight at 170, and he's not necessarily a big 185er. Struggles against guys that are brutes, and seems like De Ritter is a brute. I get the whole striking differential between these guys. I get that there's way better striking acumen and variety of strikes, kicks from Whitaker. I don't like the fact that he gets hurt a ton in his fight striking. It doesn't really take it doesn't take a lot to hurt him in certain situations, but I think he's a much better striker in this fight. And then you take De Ritter, who's a guy that literally is fighting. We were just talking about Anatoly Malikin. This guy's like fighting heavyweights, and he's a champion at 205. He's now fighting at 185. He gained 27 and a half pounds after weigh-ins from his last fight coming into fight. So it's like, this dude is going to be fucking massive. He already looks a weight class bigger than him, and that was just after the weigh-ins. And it's like, I truly feel he's going to be 15 pounds heavier than him, and at a minimum when they're in the ring. So I don't know. Like I said, I think this is early De Ritter sub 1-2 for De Ritter, and I'm probably going to be playing both of these sub 1-2 for De Ritter, and then KO 3-4-5 or KO 2-3-4 for Whitaker. But I'm gonna for the show, I'm gonna give out the sub 1-2-3 for De Ritter. It's plus 950, plus 1500, and plus 2200. I just think that if he gets on top, I just think he's got the same. I think his jiu-jitsu is absolutely fucking legit. And I feel like he could get the back. I feel like he could get a RNC against him. If he doesn't get it, like I said, if he doesn't get it in the first couple rounds for him and he starts to tire out, I think Rob is going to be able to defend takedowns at that point and start to put it on him. And he's not going to want to be out there eventually. I think Rob might eventually finish him if he doesn't get him out. But I think that the sub happens in the first 3 rounds, probably first 2 rounds actually. So I'll go with De Ritter by sub, but not a ton of confidence. Like I said, I think it's an early De Ritter, late Whitaker fight.
All right, Dravhy, main event. What do you got for us?
Yeah, like you said, Tim, it's hard to be really confident a side or another because you can really make a case for both guys. Like, obviously, De Ritter's the much bigger guy, and he has the grappling upside. And we've seen, I mean, Whitaker, it's not only like Duplessis fight. Most of the time when he loses, it's because he's fighting, big physical guys that are trying to grapple him. That's when he struggles, right? When he can't fight these strikers, when he's better than them, he's just going to outpoint them, do his thing as distance. They're going to strike with him. But, I mean, De Ritter is a big dude. Like you said, man, I mean, he fought at heavyweight, light heavyweight. And, Whitaker is a former welterweight. Just the face-off, the size difference was big, but it's going to be even bigger tomorrow. So I think De Ritter, he kind of reminds me of a Duplessis in a certain way. Like, not to say he doesn't have the same power as Duplessis. He's not as good of a striker, but he's strong and he has good grappling. And when you look his tapes, it's like, oh, okay, he does this wrong. He's not pretty. Like, you can do this, you're going to beat him. But sometimes these type of guys, they're not pretty on tapes, but they make their game work. And that's because they're effective at what they does. And De Ritter is one of these guys. He's not going to go out there and trying to strike at distance with Whitaker. Like, he's a smart dude. He even said in an interview, he said, I want to pressure this dude. I want to get in the clinch, take him down. He knows the game plan. And I think in the clinch, I think he can give Rob issues with his knees and all of that, being the bigger dude. And Whitaker has good takedown defense. But then you look at who he's fought recently, and most of them are striker. And also, De Ritter is not going to just, double leg and do these traditional takedown. He's going to do some judo and all these stuff. And Duplessis got him with a judo like takedown. So I think that the Ritter is live to take him down. And Whitaker, like, his wrestling is good, but off his back, there's not a lot of saves. And when he's been there, bad looks, man. And the Ritter's a really good dude on top. And in the first 2 rounds, he's really dangerous. So for me, like you said, Tim, I mean, the Ritter has massive upside in round 1 and 2 for me in this fight. I think he has even TKO upside with the knees in the clinch. He's going to go to the body and he's going to get on top. And I think he's going to submit him in the first 2 rounds. But like, I think Whitaker could knock him out, could catch him with something, especially as the fight goes on. The Ritter's probably going to slow down. But at the end of the day, the fight start where it starts, and it starts in round 1. And if I think the guy has massive upside in these rounds and he's an underdog, I got to lean his way because of the physicality, the grappling, and also the career trajectory. I know they're the same age, but Whitaker been the champion, fought for the belt, just got his jaw broken, all that shit, and now he's coming back. The Ritter has all the momentum going into this fight and everything to win here. So all the the narratives on his side. So for me, it's the round 1 and 2. The Ritter, it's 340 on FanDuel. So round 1 and 2 straight. I'm not going with the sub just because I could see a TKO as well in those rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and forth. I wanted to bet Rob, and I did more tape, and I'm like, I'm just gonna pass here. I'm not gonna force a bet. The line's coming down, and Rob is down to 140 now. People are betting the Ritter, and probably after the face-offs, they saw the size difference. I already knew he's going to be massive compared to Rob. But like there definitely is some red flags with the Ritter. I don't like how he reacts to getting, hit. He kind of turns his back a lot of times, which is a bad thing to do. GM3 was having success. Honestly, I'm not taking a lot from him from the GM3 fight just because UFC debut, first time he's cut to 185 and forever. So it's kind of like it's like whatever. He didn't show up really good there. And it's kind of like a pass for me, UFC debut. He still won. Listen, he still won. Was it a great look? No, against GM3, it wasn't a great look. But the one thing with Rob Whitaker of late that is a little bit of a concern for me is like, he's getting hurt a lot more of late, you have to look at that. Like Ikram didn't even get to land really on him. So we don't know, but like Paulo Costa landed that head kick and he was fucking all over the fucking place. And Duplessis obviously hurt him with a jab, right? Like that's, yes, Duplessis hits hard, but like when you get wobbled and dropped with a jab, it's very, very concerning, right? And Vettori, Marvin Vettori hurt him in that fight. So it's like he's been getting hurt a lot lately, right? And then you get your jaw crushed, absolutely crushed by Chimaev last fight. Like the other concern is like how long is he gonna let him squeeze on his, like he might tap quicker, dude. You're human. You have a brain that you already know you went through a bunch of trauma last time because your whole fucking shit was broken. He needed plastic surgery. Do you not think it goes in his mind? Like, do I want to go through that shit again? Or should I just tap right away if he gets to that position? So it could definitely be one of those. However, like, I think the problem the Ritter is going to have here, in my opinion, a big, big problem is the footwork. It's the footwork. Like, it's a bigger cage. Like the Ritter, if you look at his opponents, right? And the guys that he's fought lately, like none of those guys are good movers. Like they're just not. Kevin Holland, he immediately took him down, got him out. Mearshart is not a good mover. Nickel is not a good mover. So he's going to have trouble with the footwork here and speed. Like I'm almost certain. So how good is he at closing distance? How good is he at cutting off the cage? And honestly, when I watch his tape, I don't think it's very good. It's not good. So I'm going with Whitaker KO 234. I think it's around there where he gets it. Not early. It's plus 410. I think it's a good price, actually, 410. What I really like in this fight, to be honest, is under 3.5. I think under 3.5 at like minus 160, I think has a lot of value. I don't think this fight's going to go that deep. It's either one guy has a lot of success or the other guy has a lot of success and he's kicking his ass. So that's how I see this fight going. And either way, like whoever has the success wins the fight. So that's why for me, it's like, I can't play the money line. It's hard. It's hard to judge what happens with the grappling. I do think, like I said, he's going to have a lot of trouble with the footwork. He just is. And so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, 2-3-4 KO plus 410. All right, let's go over. We've been forever here. Let's go with our Lambo parlays. I don't know if you have one, Dravhy, if you did one, but you're muted.
Yeah,
you're muted.
I wrote 2 down.
Okay. I got a couple of huge ones. So I'm gonna go with my huge ones, and I'm shooting for the moon this week. So my first one is not huge. It's just a regular one. It's Bucha sub 1-2. It's Stephen Nguyen KO 2-3, and it's Carlos Lial KO 1-2. It will give you 25-1. I think that's really solid, honestly. Now, my other fucking crazy one that I actually went crazy is Marcus Buchecha KO 1-2. All right. Stephen Nguyen, I still like the KO 2-3. And Whitaker 2-3-4 KO is 259-1. So I think, those are 2 that I did. I did an alternate in it, like it's like 16,155, basically just picking rounds. I picked Buchecha KO 2, Davy Grant decision, Mitchell sub 3, and Whitaker 2-3-4 KO. That's like 1,006. Basically, $25 wins 403,000. All right, Tim. Tim, you're still writing down, or should I go to Dravy?
I was just writing yours down. You can go to Dravy.
All right, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I got Buchecha round 1, Steve KO, Krilloff sub, Lial ITD 43-1, and then switch it to Buchecha round 2.
Wait, what was the last one? Sorry, what was the last one?
Lial ITD.
Oh, Lial, okay.
And then just switch Buchecha round 1 to round 2, and it's 73-1.
Okay.
If you wanted to add, to both of those, if you added Damon sub to the first one, it's 132-1. If you added Damon, Damon Blackshear, it's 131-1. If you added him to his sub to the second one, it's 293-1.
Okay. All right, Dravy, what do you got?
All right, so the first one is Krilloff round 1 sub, 4-1. And Mitchell inside the distance plus 375. So it's 23-1 for that one. The next one is McGee by decision plus 5-1. And Ochoa by submission 12-1. Give you 78-1 on the last one.
All right. I love it. Yeah, that's it. We've gone on for so long. Appreciate Dravy for being here. Appreciate everyone else. 634 live viewers. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel. I will give the floor to our guest, Dravy. You could tell them where they can find you, follow you, anything else that you have. The floor is yours.
Hey, thanks for having me, boys. It was a fun time breaking down fight with you guys. Yeah, so Dravy_ on Twitter. And yeah, I work with odd choppers like Narco, so you guys probably know what it is at this point. But yeah, posting all my bets, my breakdown there. Up 76 unit this year with 18% ROI, all third-party tracks. So if you want my bets, it's also 25 a month like Narco. So you can hit me up in DM. I'll hit you up with a promo code if you want. So yeah, thanks for having me, boys. Don't want to talk too much. Been a long time, but it was a fun time.
All right, beautiful. Follow the guy. If you want his picks, his breakdowns, it's on Odd Chopper like I am. Tim, you got anything for us? You doing anything special tomorrow other than cooking Wagyu fucking steaks?
Wagyu steaks will be done. Even though I have not been in the live with you guys the last couple weeks, I'll be I'll be in there this week, all the way through. I'm not hanging with any friends, but yeah, dude, sign up for these Discords, guys. This is like free fucking money, pays for itself. Both these guys are really, really good. So yeah, definitely worth the time. Definitely worth your money.
And 25 a month. I mean, a lot of people in this space like charge 4 times what we do, and you know they don't have the same results. So
yeah,
25 is
I basically told everybody I'm never gonna raise mine. I just keep it. I like my community. I have like a lot of people in mine, and it's basically been a community now. And we win. Like it's like I'm third party track. I'm not up a lot this year. I'm up 18 units. But you know, historically I'm up over 250, and I win in other stuff where I can't even post it. You know, I can't track it. Obviously, boxing, BKFC. Like today, I had a max bet today on BKFC, easily won. So, yeah. I mean, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, at Narcocop. I will probably do the final bell tomorrow morning early. It's got to be early before the fight card. And I'm gonna look at some of the takedown props, stuff like that. There was some crazy takedown props that came out, dude. Did you guys see plus 300 on over half a takedown for Marc-Andre Bario? That's crazy.
damn.
Yeah, it was plus
I have to take that.
300, dude. That's insane. I didn't hit it. Somebody else hit it, but it's like a crazy line. Like plus 300. Like you have to just click it, you know? Anyways, thank you again to our guests. Thank you to my co-host, Timothy Troiano. Good luck tomorrow. I will do the final bell on X Spaces tomorrow. Good luck to everybody, and let's cash those tickets for UFC Abu Dhabi. See you guys tomorrow, and good luck.